Welcome to Figure Fight Club, where collectors come to play. Discussions from valid verse to hot toys shape our collective way. Pour a drink for yourself, collect your thoughts. Join us on this journey in action-packed talks. Join the club, the fight is on. Action figures shine like the break.
What's up?
What up?
How's it going, guys?
Chilling.
I guess I should go ahead and throw out the disclaimer first. This is a pre-recorded show because we are busy tonight, so we're going to go ahead and have this play out. So it's going to be a fun show. It's going to be interesting. It may get a little antsy, I guess. We'll see. We'll find out.
Everybody watching in the chat, we see you. We see you, chat.
Welcome to, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out the replay. Let me go ahead and start bringing out some people, though. The first one, you know him. He's unfiltered. Mr. Jersey Maniac.
Good evening, gentlemen.
How you doing, man?
Oh, just wonderful. This is exciting. This is going to be an exciting show. We'll make sure it's good and interesting.
Let's go ahead and bring out our next guest. At this point, he's like a regular now. So let's bring him out.
Hello, Abby.
Hello.
Brandon. Maniac.
Yo. All the way from Seattle.
All the way.
Yeah.
And we have another guest. And our final one for the evening. His dios kill anyone else's. So let's just go ahead and bring him out. The artiste himself. Duarte, the Dio King.
What up?
Thank you for having
What's
me.
up? How you guys doing?
Living the
Doing
dream.
good.
Thank you guys for joining me on this pre-record video, joining us. We have, this show, this lounge tonight is titled Faces and Heels, and we're going to get into that a little later, but let's start with some pickups. Did you guys get anything? I'm going to start with you, Jersey. Did you get anything new?
Oh, I got shit, sure.
Ooh, let's do it.
So we can start with an actual good Black Series figure.
I haven't heard that word in a while.
Happens so infrequently, and believe it or not, the whole wave, it's only 3 figures, so let's not get too excited, but all 3 are good. Like, I can only imagine how pissed Jing was when they were like, you have to spend money on these tassels to actually add to this figure? Like, do you really need to do that? Can we do with that? No, oh, okay. But yeah, Bakara is good, and the other droid is good. And the other thing I got is my friend Dr. Destroyo made me a custom of Molar.
That is rad.
That's sweet.
This is really good. So before we go to somebody else's pickups, since you are of Indian descent, Mr. Adi,
Yeah.
have you ever been offended watching the Temple of Doom?
No, I think it was ridiculous as hell. I've never been offended though. You know the guy who took the heart out of the people's chest? He's actually a very famous Indian actor.
Yeah. Well, see, everybody does indeed know that, and we know that he would never have done that role if there was any sort of problem with it.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm really wondering why Disney completely and totally. Am I allowed to curse yet? Are we far enough in, or no?
Yeah.
Why did they fuck us out of a fucking Molaram figure? And him. We got fucked out of a Lego, and what for? Like, because, like, I don't. Do they think people are like, oh, don't go near that Indian man, Barbara. He'll rip your heart out and laugh while it burns, don't you? Like, it's said no one ever. So I really do wish, I hope we find out one day who it was and what the fuck they were thinking. LaserPants.
I know who it was.
Who?
Middle-aged white women.
Damn.
Wait, so they are not releasing his figure or any type of.
Skipped it.
Oh no, they made it, dude. Too. Like, it was in the focus group. Like they leaked. Like, pictures leaked. Like, they made the Molaram figure.
See, I would have bought that.
And there was a Lego made too of the Temple of Doom. It looked amazing. I couldn't wait to get it and put lights on it. Like I was fucking pumped.
That's
Neither
ridiculous.
happened.
Dude, you know what it is, right? They don't want to make Indian people. That's really what it is.
And so how fucked up is that? Like if I were you, I'd be so pissed.
I am
like,
angry.
Like
we
I
got,
think
we
I
got
own.
Spider-Man India.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I
He
guess
doesn't, rip hearts out though. That's the difference.
we also
does
got
not.
that one dude from Eternals.
Oh, yeah.
Will Playmates? No, Spin Master, Jazzwares, Jack's Pacific. Will Jack's Pacific make Apu from The Simpsons?
Oh my god.
They
yeah.
should.
Oh,
Because I'll buy
Yeah.
that one.
That's a
buy
good
that
one.
too.
Yeah.
Like I
Thank
own
you.
one.
Come again.
Yeah. I own one Indian figure, and it's the G.I. Joe character that Lenny made up, the Wolf Spider. That's it. Like that's all I have.
Oh.
How fucked up is that?
You probably got a better chance of getting Bobby to make you an Indian operator.
I think I've already
That's
asked. I was like, can you make an Indian guy with a turban?
Yo,
Like a
you know
camo
what kind
turban.
of builders you could have with that? Like have an Iraqi type war and have all the turban head guys with the AKs
Yeah.
on
Oh,
one
dude.
side. Bro,
That would be dope.
sick.
I agree.
I'm in for that. Yeah,
Count me in.
absolutely.
Dude, I want like IED vests and stuff. That'd be sick.
Bro, I'll
Exactly.
make like a 8-foot long dial full of Haji huts all over the place.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh man.
See,
That
that
was
would be
awesome.
sick. Yeah. 100%. I mean, I know like wrestling, the WWE Mattel, they've made some Indian wrestlers. They have the Bollywood boys, and they also
Yeah.
made what's his name? The
They made
Maharaja.
Kali.
Yeah, Kali
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Wasn't Sabu part of that too?
He's actually,
I mean,
he's actually,
ECW, but
yeah, you know, he was EC, but he says he's from like India, but he's actually like a white guy.
Is he really?
Yeah. His name is
No
like
way.
Dennis.
no way. Hold on.
Wow.
His
Yeah,
name is
he's-
Dennis Johnson.
Well, that's accurate because he probably works at a call center and he got to call himself Dennis.
Hello, this is Dennis.
What is your real name?
Oh, dude, you know the funny thing with the call centers is like when you call and it's like, "Hello, my name is John." I was like, "No, it's not." I was like,
No,
"You
it's
can
not.
speak to me in Hindi. I understand it. I'll speak to you." And I'll literally ask him to switch to Hindi sometimes. It's so funny. Oh man.
Yo, his
That's it,
his name is Terrence Michael Terry Brunk.
Holy shit.
Not to be
Wow.
confused with drunk.
Oh man. So it's
Yeah.
funny, but no, but that's what I'm saying. But a lot of people do that, though, right? Like he's got that foreigner look, and he just grew out his hair, had a bunch of scars on his body. He's like, all right, let's make him international. No one's gonna know. He doesn't talk.
I had no idea. I had no idea.
He wears MC Hammer pants and does a shit ton of flipping. It's fine.
All right. Any other pickups, Jersey?
Nope, that's it.
Nope. How about
slow,
you, LP?
slow time.
Supersize you.
My turn.
Your turn.
I got some. I feel like I'm the last one to get them, but I got in the new Valverse figures
Yeah.
for that. He
yeah.
released that Zolocon as a surprise. Having fun with them. Yesterday, I got in Flavor Flav.
Oh, that's, how, so that's limited articulation, right? The figure.
Yes, it's basically like one of McFarlane's Batman 66 figures.
Okay.
Ah,
Super limited, but it's Flavor Flav for the
It's
show.
Flavor Flav, yeah.
You know,
Real
I would
life
love it.
Flavor Flav ain't posable.
Yeah, true. And then today in the mail, I got something from Kevzilla, aka Kevin, a friend of mine who watches the show. He sent me this carded Toy Biz
Wow.
Spider-Man. This is from the first series of Spider-Man Classics. This is really what got me started with like the whole super articulated action figure thing back in 2001.
Oh wow.
you
And so to
everyone
have
else?
such a nice example on card is awesome. So thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
If you watch this, I love it. I'll never open this. And the bubble, not yellowed at all.
Yeah, it's
That's
good.
It's like
Wow,
it's like
it
brand
looks
new.
perfect.
So yeah,
Perfect.
that's what I got.
Very nice, very nice.
How about you, Duarte?
Yeah, so I picked up the same figures that LP got. Quite a few of those. I picked up another thickie on the Street Fighter, side of things.
Oh.
I want to keep one cami like this, and then have the cami without the camo on the legs thing. I also wasn't gonna get it, but I want to have a Blanca off. So now I have this SH Figure Arts Blanca. I'm waiting on the Storm
Jade.
Blanca, which I feel like is
Storm.
gonna be the best Blanca. But I'm waiting on that one, and then the Jada one to compare all three, and then I'll get rid of the two that I don't care for. Blanca's Dio is gonna come out, by the way.
That's what's up. Okay.
I also picked up this awesome brownie from Panera Bread, which is fucking fantastic. I don't know what they put in it, but it's great. Right? I had to mention that. And then my really good friend,
It's edible.
Pants of the Laser.
They're gonna repaint it.
Yeah. My good buddy Pants of the Laser sent me a nice little care pack with all these awesome 3 POA memorabilia stickers. It's like he knew I had a sticker door, right?
Oh.
And then he gave me head. I mean, he sent me a head. I got.
Yeah.
I totally listen. You're gonna be my first custom Atlas figure, okay?
Oh, okay.
Because you got to be big. Like you're like I'm normal sized. You're like XL, so we got to give you an Atlas body.
Hey, thanks. I actually forgot one thing. Now that you mentioned my head, right?
Yeah.
I want to get one of those heads made in 3 3/4 size.
Ooh.
Because I also picked up this today, this Jack Black.
Oh, that's perfect.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. I wish this was in 6-inch so bad, but
I know.
That's awesome.
I'm hoping to find a different head, either me or find something that'll work with Legends. So this can be like a fat little kid, like hanging out with, Mr. Iron Man, can I come to your Iron Man cave? Yeah.
Iron Man's looking at that kid like, no, kid, we're gonna take you to the hospital and get your blood pressure checked.
Anything else, Duarte?
Nah, that was nothing I could talk about. Let's just say.
Gotcha. Okay. How about you, Brandon?
I did not pick up. I exported. I got a pile of figs right here that are on the way out. The McFarlanes are gone.
Yeah, your shelf in the back looks a little lighter too.
There's still a shit ton. There's so
I know.
many more. Oh god.
Still too many. So many more.
Maybe it was a successful whatnot, so let's keep doing it, dude. It'll be gone.
I got a part 2 coming soon.
Yeah.
Out of focus like that and from a distance, they look kind of okay.
They do.
Yeah.
Like I can
He's
pick
not
out
wrong.
that penguin right there, and I can pick out that king shark you got, and
My King shirt has soft good
Yeah.
pants on it.
yeah.
It does, yeah.
There's,
Nice.
Okay, fancy pants.
Sell it.
All right. I have some stuff too. I recently got from JMac the Zolocon exclusive, the white Lemire, the Shield of Dzera.
Nice.
And then
just
JMac
cool.
also hooked me up with 3 of the Action Force exclusives, and I haven't opened these yet. So
hey, she
one
said
of
you got the
them-
gold helmet.
I know, but I was gonna do it on open mic now. I could open one just to see.
Oh.
I
If
could
you don't
open-
get it, we'll cut it out and then
Open
we'll pretend like it's new again.
it is pre-recorded. That's true. All right. I do like the packaging on it. This is silver. That's cool though. It looks dope.
Yeah.
Hobby, just don't forget what you said, bro. Listen, at the end of the day, as grown men, we can't
Yep.
ever make excuses for alcohol or anything like that. So don't act like you didn't say that if you get a gold helmet that you weren't going to send it to me, because I remember.
Is that right?
That's
This is
what you
true.
said. So, drunk or not.
Then I did get a 4 Horseman 4-pack today. This
Wow.
just came out today.
I kind of like that
Very
they're
cool.
beefy, right? Like I kind of like
Yeah.
that they're beefy because they don't look like they're frail and they look like they can be played with. I like that beefiness on them, but for the price point, right? I don't think you could really beat that. It was like $100 for the 4.
Yeah, it was $100 for the 4 of them. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were
You
like,
don't have any of
25
them,
each.
Duarte?
No, I didn't.
You don't have any of them yet?
Nope.
And then I
They're
did
really
get
good.
these as
So
well.
those, I do recommend.
Okay.
Cyberpunk figures.
Oh, you just reminded me. I actually have Lucy and David in my
David.
truck. I forgot to bring them in the house.
Yeah, so I'm curious to open these up and see how good they are
I'm jealous
compared-
of those.
compared to the, the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it from me, pickup wise.
In this room right now sits a whole bunch of irresponsible spenders, right? Would anyone argue with that?
Not at all, dude. It's a sickness, man.
It's true.
It is a sickness. And
Yeah.
have any of you ordered that dragon?
No.
No.
Nope.
No. And therein
Not
lies
yet.
the problem with the whole campaign. How do you give us pause? How do you take a group? Like, it really does go like gamblers and then collectors on the list of people
Yeah.
who are just
Yeah.
vastly irresponsible with their money.
Uh-huh.
So how do you offer the nicest fucking dragon of all time and not fund it in one day? How is that? How did they fuck that up so much?
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
I mean,
I
in my
think
opinion. Go ahead, Duarte. Go
Personally,
ahead.
I think that they totally missed the mark with assuming that US would be sufficient, because there's actually a plethora of people overseas that want this thing so bad, but they put screenshots up. Like, I think I seen one that was to the Philippines for like $460 in shipping. That's
Yeah.
crazy. And
I
Yep.
they pay tariffs on top of
Yep.
that. So if you're
Yep.
sending this shit to Brazil,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
another 30% on top of that. That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
like, nope, I'm out. I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
I'm good. Listen, I'm a huge
I've seen higher than
huge
that.
Dodge fan, a huge Dodge fan. And when that TRX dropped, I wanted it so bad. I was ready to drop 10 racks on that thing. I didn't care if I had to pay a mortgage. I was going to live in that truck. But then when they were like, oh, fees, X, Y, and Z, it's not a $70,000 truck anymore. Now it's 130. All those fees, I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm out.
Ugh.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Dude, it's.
Yeah, no.
I
So
think
that's
the
it. I
biggest-
mean, they should have offered everything. They should have left the figures out.
I
Go
think their biggest issue. I think it's just too big. In my
See,
opinion,
I don't agree
That's
with that,
part of
bro.
it.
you don't think so?
I don't agree with that, because that's the whole, like, if that dragon was released a few scales smaller, it wouldn't have the same, like my mech. Everyone's like, well, if you make the mech a little smaller, it'll be more affordable. Yeah, but it won't have the same presence. And that's the whole purpose, because if I want to buy a semi truck, I want all 75 feet of it. I don't want a little 20-foot bobtail. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the presence, you know?
No,
What if
I
they made
get
it
what
like
you're
more
saying.
hollow, or just took something away from it to cheapen it? Like,
I thought they did everything they could already, considering the
anything.
paint.
I
Like,
mean-
I don't think it's badly priced considering what it is and what it's coming with, but I just think that the way it's set up with $150 for this, $150 for that. Like, if you would have just included everything and maybe made the price a little better, you probably would have had multiple sales that way. But that's that's just speculation.
maybe they should have just made 2,000 and put it at retail and like let people just buy it, like, and cut down on shipping.
God.
Let Big Bad get it,
I mean-
$4 shipping, like.
The
you know.
shipping is the killer, bro. That's the killer.
Yeah.
Is the shipping,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have complained because my buddy in New York, it was like it's $60 shipping for me, and it's cheaper than driving to Jersey through all the tolls and picking it up.
Yep.
Just to get it
And
shipped
stuck
out.
in traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is what it is.
It's, I don't know. I think they should have left out the figures and just done dragon shit. Like, sell the figures separately, because those are affordable, you know? Like, you can,
Yeah.
I don't believe anyone has seen $150 for fucking wings and thought, yep, nope, I'll pay that. Like, that's insane.
Right.
Like, come on.
I mean, there is.
and this is coming
they've
from
sold
me.
Quite a few.
Like, come on.
Mhm.
They've sold quite a few, but maybe
Not enough.
they guesstimated wrong at how much actual following they have versus people that are kind of interested, but like that price is too scary for me to jump into, right? Because like people complain about that price when it's IPs that we grew up with. Their IP's been an IP for what, 10 years,
Sure.
I think it was, or something
Yeah,
like
10
that.
Yeah.
So like, not saying that it's not
Yep.
good or
Yep.
bad or indifferent, but it's not Marvel, right? And people complain about Marvel, so this to them is more like oh, this is like a backyard IP. It's really cool and the paint apps are nice, but I wouldn't spend this much for an Iron Man suit in 1/6 scale, let alone, you know what I'm saying? People just have a different way of weighing stuff out. You know, it's hard to guess, bro. So that, I mean, listen, Hasbro and all these other companies, they're watching and they're paying attention, because if this thing funds and goes through, Hasbro's gonna take that, run with it, and beat everybody over the head past the whole maximum minimum Spider-Man thing.
Mm-hmm. That's actually true.
So you
Like,
think
what
with
if
the
they
extra
had
figures?
Fing Fang Foom planned for this year?
Oh, dude, in that size, I would take that shit.
What if they had that plan? Like, what if that was the plan? Like, what do they do? Do they just hold it back? Do they do it anyway? Like, no matter what happens with the dragon, what do they do?
I thought around was that they were thinking Fing Fang Foom, but like supposedly he might be in Fantastic Four or something, and they want to hold it for later. Maybe I heard that floating around somewhere. But
Well, last year there was pretty heavy substantiated rumors that Fin Fang Foom was the HasLab for last year, and then they decided to push it back and just go all in with these made to order like Dragon Man and the Sentinel. So
yeah,
I mean, it might be a future HasLab, that's for sure.
But like what I was going to say was with the HasLabs.
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
We know now, and I've always known, but now they've like officially said, like, you know, all the add-ons, it's all baked into the price, right? So, do you guys think with the add-ons for the Dragon, do you think they are true add-ons, or do you think that they could have lowered the price if there was no figure add-ons and that they're baked into the price and they're in-game?
Well, I think it's always baked into the price.
Matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
I mean, they're not
figures. They could have had the price lower, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't need two necks, no matter what. It doesn't need two heads. Like, they should have just picked one, and just that's it. You know, just make the flame attached to whatever head you're going to use, not charge $150.
Is the mouth articulated?
I believe so.
Yeah.
It is.
Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that I
too.
noticed too in the Cabal, where like I see the pitch that they're trying to make, and it makes sense, but you kind of didn't think it through either, because if you'll notice, you'll see that there's multiple people pushing the same narrative now with, oh, listen, for the diorama guys, you could get this pack here, and it comes with just the head and the fire piece and this piece, and you could do the smoke effect, and that's cool. But why didn't you put that out to diorama makers, had them make examples, shown people, because 90% of people need to see it, because talking about it doesn't, you know, give them a visual.
Yeah.
And now that they've seen the example of a dio, because they did the ones that they showed off this year, they done them in-house. So they could have easily done an example of a little cave opening, right, with the head coming out and the flame effect, and boom, now you got people like me who are like, you know what, I might want to buy 5 or 6 of those to make dials and sell them and profit from it, right? Because I can tell you, if this dragon comes out, 100%, it'll be just like the Castle Grayskull. Go look at them on eBay. They're like $1,300, $1,500, $2,200.
Oh yeah.
It'll double, triple. It's an easy flip. However, it's not considered an easy flip anymore when, yes, it'll double or triple in value, but you're also having to invest that money for what, the next 2.5, maybe 3 years until you actually see it. So that's another turn off to a lot of people, right? Dishing out so much money up front and sitting on it for so long.
Yeah.
And we've seen that there's always been delays with waves, right? There hasn't been one wave that hasn't had a QC issue, right? So God forbid, like, I don't want to spend that much money and get a dragon, 3 years later that got a limp arm or like won't stand on its own leg. Like,
the wings fall off.
I mean, I hope it's awesome, dude. I'd love to get one to make this like 7 or 8 foot tall tower to have it climbing on and stuff. I think that would be cool as hell. But I'm also on that boat where I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll just wait. It won't drop at Ollie's, but there'll be somebody having one that doesn't have the space and needs to get rid of it. I might be able to trade for it or just buy it for the same price. So many times you see that now too. So it's hard to tell.
That's how I got my his tank.
Right.
Someone sold me a his tank for $550, which included the unopened his tank and 6 Cobra Troopers with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, that's a really good deal.
They have told me so many times That is a good deal. They have told me so many times that they're, we're working to get to the point where the tooling is already done before we show you the figures. That was like probably 3 years ago they started telling me that. We're still not there.
No.
Can you imagine if there is major QC issues with this thing when people start getting it
They
banned?
will
That could
riot.
ruin them, dude. That could
They'll-
really.
Yeah.
Dude,
That
mean,
really
I-
could. Yeah.
I know
It's a
the
big risk.
Alithia.
Yeah.
The Alithia wave had a lot of QC issues because, like, I think every figure I opened from that wave, like, and something ended up breaking on the figures, like every single one. So that turned me off. But I've heard the plastic has gotten better though, like just recently though.
I've
So-
had very few QC issues. Just some, like, a couple of loose ankles here and there. That's it. Nothing crazy. So,
Gotcha. Okay. Anything else on the dragon? No.
I hope it
I'm
runs,
still up in the
but
air on it. I don't know.
I
If
don't know.
I'm gonna buy it, but I really want it. We'll see. I'm definitely gonna wait until everything is unlocked.
Yeah.
I have to, because
think
a lot of
if
people
I'm
are
gonna
doing-
get it, I'm getting
Me too.
everything.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think you should get like
Yeah.
either commit fully or don't do it at all. I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So if only the body unlocks, but the add-ons don't, will you get just the body?
Not if they don't drop the
No.
price.
yes, that's fine.
Not me. I want it all.
You want to spend the full fucking $1,000, LP?
If I'm gonna do it, Jersey, I'm gonna freaking do it.
Go big or go home.
I'm
right?
going all in, baby. But it has to all be unlocked.
All right.
Everything, 100%.
So imagine, like, but I think a lot of people are
Alright.
waiting for that too, though, right? Like you're waiting for it to be close to numbers to unlock everything.
And that could be how they
The
fail.
downfall.
I mean,
There's
yeah.
an hour left. Like, come on, guys, who's gonna buy? What the fuck?
Yeah.
We got 10 minutes. Holy shit!
People do people do that with HasLabs all the time, and it drives me insane. But this is different too. They're like taking your money right away. It's not like Hasbro where you could cancel whenever you want.
The
So,
HasLab thing irks me to no end because remember when they don't show off what the tiers are? They don't charge up front.
Right.
Just go in, see what the unlocks are,
Yes.
and then decide if you want it or not. You can
If
back
I
out.
want it, if there's a HasLab I want it, I back it day one.
Right.
Yeah.
I did it with Sentinels, with Giant
Me
Man.
too.
There's no reason not to, you know?
It's like people
See,
just don't
and
understand
like,
that.
and that's
like,
that's the thing. Like all of those projects, like they did not give us pause. It was like, here it is, here's the price, and it was like, yeah, no, that's good, that's perfect.
But
That's
how
what
much
this
was-
project should have been, and it's not.
But how much is Giant Man? Was it like 250?
It was only 200.
275.
yeah.
275? Okay.
Was
Well,
it
so-
270? Oh no, it was only 200. That's right.
So
I'm wrong. I'm
there's-
sorry. 200.
There's a big difference in price here too, though. That's likely the reason. You got 200 versus 1,000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
So, like, I mean, 200 anyone could drop
1,000.
fairly quickly. 1,000 is like you double check yourself. You're like, wait, should I spend that much?
I mean, that's
1,000
not,
isn't-
not a amount of money to sneeze at. Like that's
Yeah.
a bit. It's like
Yeah.
people's rent. Like
I honestly, I feel like if they were like, let's say, for example, in a perfect world, they were ahead of the curve. They had the bucks made or the molds or whatever the case may be. And they were like, okay, cool. We're dropping the pre-order for this whole month and it's Q1 delivery next year. Everyone would have pre-ordered it 100% because like, oh, a year that goes by quick as hell. But 2, 3, like people were like, yeah, 2027 maybe. And I don't like the sound of that personally. I don't, because honestly, I could move in 2 years. I could die. Like there's so much shit that could happen that you know what I mean. It's like, oh shit, I literally got when Necronominus started shipping. I completely forgot that I even pre-ordered that wave. That's how long ago it was, and it literally showed up at my house, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I was like, oh shit. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, also the amount of interest you're missing out on with them holding your money.
Yeah.
They should be giving you some type of kickback for it.
Isn't that what they mean by support your
Yeah.
local businesses? Give them an interest-free business loan. I mean, that doesn't get any better than that.
I mean, that's always. I mean, that's what I think about. I was like, man, I'm gonna give him this much money. I won't get my shit for a year and a half. Like, how much money am I actually losing here? It's not 1,000. It's more than that.
Yep.
Yeah.
They should have just made 2,000 of them and just had confidence in their product and just dropped it.
I mean, honestly speaking, if you see it in person and it's like, let's just say priced at in person, right? It's at a con, and it's like $750, all in.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will buy it and just take it home
Yeah.
in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I would have had it already. Yep.
It would be
We've
like
seen
a
it in
con
person
exclusive.
twice now, and both times, like, my God.
So here's my outlook on that, right? And this is coming from a business perspective where I've been to factories, and now I'm only referring to the RC industry, and I'm not going to speak on the toy figure industry just because devil's advocate. I'm sure it's similar, but let's just, for argument's sake, say I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the RC industry. There are certain things and price points where I feel as though you can't follow the same written rule, like it's not set in stone. And what I mean by that is, generally speaking, in the RC industry, from experience, if you see something on sale for $100 at the store, wherever, at the end point, $100, it likely costs us $25 or less, because the general rule of thumb is multiply by 4, right? Because ultimately, if it cost me $25 to make, I want to be able to sell it for $50 to my distributor so that he could then sell it for the 25 on top of that, and then the retailer can sell it for the 25 on top of that, and everybody gets a piece of that pie. That's how it works. So assuming that this is similar with the Dragon, this is one of those scenarios where I wouldn't multiply it by 4. I would have been like, you know what, let's not be greedy, let's just double our money, or maybe 60% up, and give it to him for a better price, which is what me and you were talking about, Avi, about my mech, how I'm being very anal about the price. Because yes, if I sell a mech at $700 with all the shit I plan to put on it, it'll sell. But if I tell you I can get it to you for $350 to $400, you'll probably buy 2. Yeah. So if they could have dropped the price and been maybe a little less greedy, that would be great. But that's also assuming that that's what they're doing, because I don't know that it's costing them $600 and they're only selling it for $700. You know, nobody knows, so it's only speculation. But
I think that's what they're claiming.
You
like,
know,
because Jeremy was saying, like, you know, we try to get it down as low as possible, and you know, we just want it to exist and stuff like that. That's what Dork Layer's video was talking about too. Mentioned in there.
We're doing you a favor, guys.
I don't buy it.
Listen,
It's basically free.
Nobody's in business.
You'll never really know. Yeah,
they're in business to make money, and of course they're gonna say, "Listen, you know what 50 Cent said? He said, I'll tell a hoe whatever she wants to hear." Right? So basically, they're gonna give you the spiel. Not saying that they're telling the truth or lying. However, no one's in business to do anybody favors. They're in business to make money and survive, right? Which is nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, had you been a little less greedy, you probably would have had more sales, because it's not that people don't have the money. They just want to get the best bang for their buck.
Yeah. Are you saying that like Walmart and Target pay $6.25 for a $25 Marvel Legends?
I don't doubt it at all. They have to make that money. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no, especially with licensing involved. Like I'll give you an example. In the automotive industry, the most expensive license, I believe, at the time when I was dealing with that was Jeep, and it not necessarily Dodge, but or Chrysler in general, but Jeep itself. I think it was like 13%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot, right? Where other companies get maybe 0.5% or 1% or 3%. So like when they're companies like Jeep and they have that value, that nostalgia, like Jeep is the #1 resold truck in the country, right? So they know they have value, so they're going to put their money on it, because if you don't want to pay the percentage, somebody else will. So ultimately, that has a big factor in it too. So they might not make all that money because Marvel might be taking a massive cut, or maybe they don't. We don't know what the contracts are, but there's definitely a lot of money that they can shave in certain areas for sure.
Sure.
Did we lose Obby?
That makes sense though.
He took a break.
He went backstage. Gotta zip his fly.
Well, he can edit
That
this
makes
out.
sense though. Like why they keep ordering garbage though from Hasbro. Like if they're only paying this little teeny ass amount, like they can probably make that back just selling it to Ollie's. So
Right.
now it makes more sense.
Right.
You know what it costs Hasbro to make a Marvel Legend?
Oh, probably
50 cents.
75 cents.
$3.
It's literally like it's like $3.
$3.
Yeah, yeah.
Tree.
Fully tooled,
Yeah.
so a repaint costs basically nothing. Fully tooled, $3.
There you
It
go.
costs Asian manual labor, whatever that is.
Which is, we all know that's nothing. So
Bro, the factories I used to go to when it was with the RC stuff, there was some of the factories where like there were areas that looked very clean, but then there were other areas where you're like, man, they haven't dusted here in 67 years, and then like the floors above the factory are all where people live. Like they live where they work, bro. That's
Yeah.
all they do.
ooh,
Yeah,
Oh,
I got
man.
pictures on my phone and shit's wild, bro. You feel bad, you know what I mean? It's like that's not a life, but like they're not even getting paid like
no.
minimum wage. You know what I mean? It's wild.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very different overseas.
Oh yeah,
Very different. Yeah.
very eye-opening.
That's sad though. That is sad. I feel bad. I would still like them to do a good job making my shit, but now I at least feel a little bad about it, you know?
Not me.
I want
Could you
my
go
shit,
faster?
I want it now.
Hire more people, right?
It's true.
Isn't there like
Oh,
4
man.
billion people over there in China? Can't we get a few more of them to make some action figures?
Exactly.
I just saw that they have the blackout factories opening over in China. It's fully automated and they operate in the dark, and it's just robots moving, and there's no humans in there.
Wow.
I saw
That's
that.
bad.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's one way to fix
Hopefully
it.
they can paint very well.
Yeah, I mean, it really just depends, honestly. But the machine painting is actually pretty spot on, depending on the alignment.
Okay, we'll see.
I dig it.
We'll see, I guess.
Now, Jersey, just to switch topics here, we're going to go to our main segment of the faces and heels. This is something you had brought up on our show a little while back, and you had sent me this photo, which I'm going to go ahead and add to the stage. Right there. You want to go ahead and talk about it for a little bit?
I sure do. Let's read it aloud. This man is the biggest clown in the collecting community. You like what I don't like? Fuck off. Get a grip, brother, and keep it pushing. You ain't got anything actually constructive to say, then keep that shithole of a face shut. Now,
Yeah.
does anyone feel like this comment is constructive in any way, shape, or form? Like, at all? Like, I am
No.
all for having an intelligent argument with any one of us. Like, I love talking to other nerds. No matter if we agree, disagree, it doesn't matter. This fucking half-wit, though, like, no shot. Like, and this came, LaserPants, from calling out the Black Series Cantina. I got two of these fuckers. Oh, yeah. They're little minions. Like, you said bad things about my friend.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
God.
I had a guy.
See, this is, but they obviously don't watch your content because like everything you say is constructive and talking about like how it needs to be better and what are they doing and you know like.
So Brandon,
It's crazy.
what is problem number one in the community? Blatant fucking stupidity. You know what I'm saying is what it is. These people cannot, because problem 3 is also we cannot handle negativity. I come off as very negative. This video in question was very angry. And what was my message? So they made 2 fully tooled figures for that fucking worthless bullshit scumbag video game wave. 2 fully tooled figures. I have been collecting Marvel Legends since LaserPants bought that fucking Wave 1 Black Series Spider-Man that he just got. Like, since the very fucking beginning. How long I've been waiting for so many characters, so many characters. And all I hear is, well, that's a little too much tooling for today. But you fucking pissed 2 of them away on a fucking Miles and a Peter. Like the last 2 characters we could possibly need. Like my blood pressure is now rising just talking about these 2 figures. Like, this is the level of care that I have. If you're not on my level, I don't give a fuck what your opinion is. So yes, it's not about what do I like. It is about what is good for the line. What will actually sell. I don't care if I don't like it. Like if there was a million requests for, I don't know, some bullshit character that I thought was stupid, like slapstick. Like a lot of people want slapstick. I don't care about that fucking thing. If they made it and it sold, I don't care. That's completely and totally fine. It is not about whether I like it or not. It is about whether or not it will sell. This wave will not sell. I guarantee it. Because I have paid attention since LaserPants bought that Black Suit Spider-Man in 2000 and fucking whatever. Like as soon as they reveal a figure, I know if it's going to sell or not. Anyone who's been collecting the line for this long fucking knows. So I don't understand why anyone thinks that this wave was a fucking good idea. It is a complete and total waste of our time.
Hey, I didn't ask for those figs, but I'm gonna buy a few of them.
Fuck you, Brandon.
You're part of the problem, Brandon.
They got me with the multiverse. Not all of them, just a few of them. Just a few of them.
He's gonna buy them all.
I'm gonna buy a few of them.
Oh, but dude, like this is like it's part of Legends that I just don't understand. Like they know what we want. Like they legitimately do because we tell them all the time. There's people walking up to them in shows, sometimes in disguise, sometimes not, telling them what we want. And so they cannot pretend that they don't know. Like they know. They also know. Like any one of you 4. Do you like finishing teams in your action figure collecting?
A little bit. Yeah.
Nice.
A little bit. A collection within a collection. I mean, how fucking great is that? We will buy a team that we don't even give a fuck about just because they have made them all. They know what we want, and they purposely don't fucking do it because they're scum. Like, and so for them, this fucking fully tooled 2 Spider-Man. That's all I said in this video.
I'm telling you, it's like they're afraid of it.
They will quickly finish teams that no one really wants, like the all new, all different Avengers, or the Squadron Supreme. They did that within a year.
Yeah.
No one ever brought up Squadron Supreme until they did.
Yep. And I have it because they completed it and they made it. So, right. But where's my fucking Pharaoh? Where's my Rachel? Like, this is the thing that pisses me off more than anything else. When they revealed that Excalibur 3-pack, like 3 or 4 years ago, Dwight made the biggest mistake of his life and said on camera, Rachel was just too much new for this pack.
Oh.
Okay. How come she was too much new for the next 3 years worth of product then, asshole? Like, just use your head before you talk, you know?
They could have put in a stupid repaint to make another character and made it an Amazon 5-pack. Like, I mean,
of course they could have. Like, of course they could have. Like, it's laughable to say, like, oh, we used all our tooling, but fuck you. We all know that you greatly overstate how much tooling costs. Because now we've got nerds in the community that have made action figures, so now we know.
We're starting to figure it out.
Here's another thing. One more thing. When what's his fucking face? Wade. When Wade was interviewing Ryan Ting right after that wave got announced. Do anyone know how he started that interview with Ryan?
With the blue eggs?
He said, you really bring out the worst in this community.
Oh yeah.
I was like, you're blaming us? Like, what are you, Kathleen fucking Kennedy? How about they just make what we fucking want? Then there's no complaints. Then everybody's happy. It's like, oh, wow, this is wonderful. Thanks, guys. That's great. And then...
What happened was,
But they got to string us along because we complete a team. We don't want to buy that team again. They string us along. They leave one or two figures off the team, and in 10 years, they'll make them. But then your old figures are outdated.
Yeah.
And so you're going to buy that team again.
The re-release.
Just like they're doing right now this year with Uncanny X-Force.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. Those the Inhumans, like half that team's garbage. Like the figures are pure shit.
Yeah.
And it's still not done. Unbelievable.
Black Bolt and
Absolutely
Medusa are
unfucking
trash. Yeah.
Yep. So, anyway, getting back to heels and faces. So, that was my message. And you could not possibly argue with me and tell me that I am wrong. Because how do you make an intelligent argument against, hey, you should make what your customers actually want instead of bullshit? That's all my video said. But I said it angry. I said it the way I just said it. It was deemed negative. And so I got that comment telling me to shut the shithole of my face because I have nothing constructive.
Did they say stop, you're reminding me of my father? Is that what they said?
It's not what you said, it's how you say it.
How I said it. Yes, absolutely.
or was it your face?
Oh, it could be my face. It could just be my face. Maybe my
Some
face is
people have
offensive to
that
this
face
man. I
that's
don't
born
know.
for punching. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Do I have that face? Like if I had walked up to you with
I
Joel,
just heard.
would you
I
punch
heard
me?
about that. I don't even know what those faces look like. That's all I heard.
okay.
I'm just saying. I'm not. You know. I don't want to judge your face, bro. It looks shiny. You know, it's nice. Do
You were
powder
at Zolo
usually?
Con, right?
Yes.
Let's say yeah. Every time I saw, I thought that was you, and I was going to go over to you. Every time you were engrossed in conversation. So next time.
Listen, next time just interrupt because some people just love to talk, and
You're one of them.
yeah. That's funny. That's funny you mentioned that. You know, it's a lot of people that love to talk.
There you go.
And so I'm not one of those people that likes to brush off like customers or people that come and ask questions, especially when they're really interested because they're asking you specific poignant questions, right? So you're answering them and stuff. But most of the times at the show, if there's a chair for me to sit in, I'm there, I'm on my phone, I'm scrolling through stuff, looking at ways to make money. And I talk to the customers because I have to, but like if somebody's working the table for me or something like that, I'm in the cut because I don't really like to just sit there and talk for no reason. But if a customer comes up to me and asks me a bunch of questions, I'm going to answer them. That's what I'm there for, right?
You look very busy every time. Like you really look like you were given like a public address. So I didn't want to interrupt.
I mean, but you had some hotness at that table, though. So,
bro, all the cool guys were hanging around the table. That's the reason that we were getting traffic because we had Zakane in there, J-Mac, Ninja, the ladies. Like they were all just hanging there, and we were just watching. Like, all right, bring them on, come on.
There you go. So let's cover this real quick as far as heels and faces. This is what I deem to be the three biggest problems in the community. Because as previously discussed, who's a heel and who's a face is only determined by who's watching, right?
yeah.
Like people hate LaserPants for some reason. He's been nothing but nice to me. So like I have no idea how you got the reputation you have. And I'm wondering if it's just Bobby's heel rubbing off on you because you do a show with them.
I think it could be that, but I also hold the wrong opinions. Right?
I've
don't-
never heard you have a wrong opinion.
It doesn't matter what my real opinion is. It matters what the narrative is. It matters what that bad game of telephone that everyone's playing. That's what matters, you know? So
All right, we're getting
That's-
ahead because I have
Canada?
That's something good that Bobby said. So
I mean, I do
So real-
I do hate Canada. Yeah. Good.
that's of course you do, right? Yeah, no, totally, yes. So problem number one: blatant stupidity. Don't even argue against that one. That one's in there.
Right.
Problem number two is half-assed collectors. There are accounts in places of really decent influence that will say shit like, if I get 8 figures out of the 80 they make a year for Star Wars, I'm good. That's fine. No. Fuck you. you are not nearly on my level, and like, how have you even made this channel? If your level of care is I want 8 out of 80, please take up gardening instead and go the fuck away. The third problem is they cannot handle anything that they deem negative. This is where I run into the problem. That's where Bobby, Anthony's Customs, like that's where a lot of that problem lays. Because you don't hear the message. All you hear is that's negative. Like if I were to say, you know, what I said before, this figure's great, but fucking Jing probably fought her ass off to get these off there. That's all they would hear. They'd be like, oh, he's picking on poor Jing. You know, so it doesn't matter that I said it's a great figure, it's fine. That's all they would hear. And that's a problem because we should be adult enough to understand that, like, sometimes we're just kidding, or sometimes it's just, you know, we're pissed about the wave before. So we give them a positive and then give them a little, you know, a little fuck you. Right. And that should be fine. Would anyone like to add? Would anyone like to add a problem that I'm not thinking of that exists in the community?
Well, yeah. I mean, any critique at all. And by the way, I often say that I'm nitpicking something. I'm nitpicking this. But with the prices we're paying for this stuff that we don't need, we should be nitpicking it. And because we have the platforms we have, we should be voicing that stuff so that the guys making the stuff hear us and can adjust. But that's being negative. You can't do that, right?
I know, but trying to improve a product, how is that negative?
I don't know, Abby.
So I think this comes with it's like it's just part of the world today. Like, when was the last time any of you were on a dating app?
Never.
A long time.
It's been a while.
Never.
Oh, never.
It's been a while. So the last time
what was it? The Plenty of Fish had that one.
That's where I met my wife.
There you go. Okay. That's so I was married. I got divorced. I went through like 6 girlfriends. Then I met my wife. All met online. In a lot of the profiles, like, the women would say something about the word positive. They would say like positive vibes only and that bullshit. Or I try to stay positive. Blah, like, I don't even know what that means. Like, if you fall down the stairs and a jaguar comes over and rips off your arm, are you like, wow, that was great? Like,
at least it's not my leg.
Like, right. Like, just be normal. Some shit sucks. Some shit is great. Like, it's fine. I don't understand this need for positivity only, because the further you get towards positivity, the farther you get from reality.
It's
saying with nitpicking. Like, it's. Go ahead.
I think it's don't make me think, just make me feel good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think a lot of people look at reviews and toys in a way. It's I think Anthony was kind of touching on this in a way. Like, I've already kind of bought the figure, and now I'm just looking at your review to see how you think of it. Like, it's a positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement for my purchase. But when something goes realistic or negative, and it's like, well, shit, I didn't think about this. And
look, I've done that too. I've done that too, where like I've bought it and then I'm watching the video as I open it, and I'm like, "This is good, right?" But if they say it's shit, I'm not like, "Fuck you." I'm like, "Oh, fuck, it is shit." Like,
exactly.
It really just depends.
I agree.
Though, right? Like, sometimes you have the level people who will agree, like you just said, or you'll have the people who get angry, and they're like, "Well, I already bought it, and fuck you for thinking that way."
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's it. I wonder if part of it is, you have now made me see a flaw that I didn't see before, and now I'm mad at you about it.
I mean, it could be. I mean,
then why are you watching a review channel? Like,
well,
that's a great question.
It's funny.
But why would you watch it after the fact, right? Or why not watch it before? But sometimes you can't wait to get a figure.
I mean, the thing is, too, like, no offense to anyone here or anyone that has a YouTube, I don't give a fuck what you think. I really only care what I think.
That's how it should be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like again, like you could point out a flaw. It's like, oh yeah, that's totally true. That's there. I see that now. And then you decide right then and there, I'm gonna let that bother me, or whatever, it's fine. Like, why is that so hard for other people?
I don't know. I have friends who love to buy Super 7. They collect a lot of Super 7 stuff. 3POA is known. I know 3POA is known for crapping on Super 7 pretty regularly.
Yeah.
When they have a Super 7 figure and they're having a good time with it, I don't care. I'm not mad at them, you know.
But are you secretly mad at them?
More disappointed than mad.
So
I just question my friendship with them is what happens. Like, why am I friends with this guy?
Are you telling me that poor Chad is spending $20 each on those fucking O-rings? Is that what you're saying? Is he? He is, isn't he?
I think he buys some of them. I know he bought the Bat, and he bought the Twins, but I don't know how deep in that line he's going.
I had made a GIF or a meme, whatever, making fun of 3 3/4 collectors, and he saw it. He's like, and he wrote me a message. He's like, I'm gonna discuss this on my YouTube tonight. Just a heads up. Yeah. And then like Viper Island happened, and everyone's pages were gone. It was like literally right before that, so I didn't even get to see it.
Yeah.
So that is another interesting facet of heels and faces, though. So us 6-inch collectors, if we complain, we are the heels, right? If you collect Star Wars 375, the exact opposite. Like if you want that fucking dead scale bullshit, all of them, absolutely all of them, do nothing but complain. They complain about what Black Series gets. They complain about what they get. They complain about what they don't have. They complain about the parts used, everything. Completely and totally fine in that community. How fucked up is that? So they're the only ones that are allowed.
They're the only Star Wars collectors getting decent HasLabs. You know, they're getting these nice, big, giant, cool ships.
Dude,
there's nothing like those Black Series.
Yeah, no, I bought the throne room just because there was a lot of figures to go with it. I fucking hate 375. Like, I'm so done with that shit. I don't know why so many people are clinging to it for dear life. But like they made a nice thing. It's like, well, I can make this nice display and I can buy these, 20 figures to go in it. Like, okay, I'll do that. I even ordered a cantina just because why not? Like that's never going to happen again. So I was like, fuck it. It's not like they're going to make a Black Series HasLab that I'm going to buy. There's like a 0% chance of it.
Yeah. I mean, listen, when they made that Rancor, I was in until that price came out. And then they weren't going to do the Rancor Keeper, and they wouldn't do Ula. But then at the end, they're like, guys, we're going to throw in the Rancor Keeper because they knew it wasn't going to fund. And I'm like, you could have done that from the beginning, and you didn't. You were holding out to see if we would buy it. I'm like, screw you guys. There's no way I'm backing this thing now.
I don't think they would ever make Ula, though. I don't think they
How do they not make Ula?
Why are
that was
fit women offensive, but they will make every shirtless male figure on the planet. Yeah. But they won't make sexy women figures. Why do they hate women? Seriously, they hate women. That's got to be women hate.
I don't even when you think of Ula, do you think sexy? Like, I don't.
I mean, she's got green head tails. That's a little weird, but
LP's into that, though.
The actress back in the day was an attractive woman.
I believe it. But I don't understand. Like, everything about that campaign was wrong.
But she had a chain on her neck too, though, didn't she?
Well, yeah, she was
one of the
prisoner.
Yeah, so that's
part of the BDSM.
Yeah, well, that's probably what it is then. Like, they don't want to release like the chain look because even like Slave Leia got nixed, didn't she?
No, they made Slave Leia until some random white dude went into Target and decided to be on the local news complaining about it.
That's our age, right? You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, what are you doing? Have you not seen the movie? She kills Jabba the Hutt with that chain.
Yeah.
And then she blows his ship up with his dead body still on it. It's like, what do you... She's a hero. Yes, your daughter should look up to her. She's a hero, and then she becomes a politician.
Yeah.
This is very true. You said something when you said something when you were giving away all of your shit and not letting me win the other night, Abby. That like I was like, wow, like this is really good about Heels and Faces. You said we all hate each other. Like I forget what you said right before it, but it was like, why are you guys doing this or whatever? And you said like, and we all hate each other, and like why? Like, why?
Well,
why
that's
is that?
no. So I was talking about the toy drama. Like I've been noticing, these passive aggressive jabs. I'm watching someone else's channel here, and there's someone's like just talking shit about this other person. They're not name dropping. Sometimes they do. It really just depends. But it's been interesting to see that and experience that, and then recently experiencing myself. So. But
There
it's
you
just
go.
been interesting to see all of it, and like this is conversations I've had with Ryan, and recently Duarte, about like I just don't like me. I don't understand why. Like I'm still trying to figure that out, and a lot of it is coming to light now. But at the same, it kind of revolves around one thing, which is jealousy. At least I'm starting to pick that up a little bit.
Yeah.
That is definitely a part of it. There's no question. But it also does it really also comes from absolutely nowhere. Like when that show started and I turned it on, like I was like, oh, the articulated ninja, I hate that guy. Like I literally thought that. and I'm watching the show and he's talking and he's just being himself. I'm like, why do I hate this guy? Like why? And it really literally could have been from a Facebook comment that somebody else made about him 10 years ago. And it just stuck in there. That's how shitty it is. Like if we're not watching the people all the time, we're really way too judgmental. Like we really are. Like now I love the guy. Like everything he said was great. He was funny. I followed him before the show was even over.
Like with Ryan, you had your hatred for Viper Island, so I went to go check him out. Watched it a little bit, and I was like, he's not so bad. I'm just
Sure, yeah.
I'm just kidding. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Well, I mean,
Right.
for me, I like to do ridiculous, stupid stunts or jokes. Like I did the whole thing where I told the story about Terrificon and how a Hasbro employee wanted to fight me. The big guy, BMAC. It was a total embellishment of the real story. I thought that was obvious. And so I clipped that part of the show and made a video. And there was people literally getting mad at me and saying, I'll see you at a con and then we'll see who... I'm like, you took this seriously?
Oh
Like,
my
you better
God.
watch it again. You better watch how ridiculous I'm actually acting. Like, people don't... I don't know. But
here's the thing, though. See, a lot of these people who watch these shows don't understand jokes or don't see it, or it just goes right past over their heads, and they think you're
or
being
they
serious.
already didn't like you, and so
And
they're
it's-
purposefully not getting the joke, so that they can take shots at you.
or they just
I-
don't like you and take shots. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Why don't they like you? I think that's the problem. I think a lot of people are telling other people you shouldn't like him.
Well, I know,
You know,
for a fact
and-
they are, Bobby.
Right?
They hate us. They hate us because they ain't us.
Right? It's so baseless. Like a lot of people hate B's Battlegrounds. Why do you hate that guy? He's minded his business doing these little 15-minute reviews in his nice little monotone voice. That's his thing. If you don't like that, just don't fucking watch it. He's the nicest guy. I talk to him all the time. He even said that the 3POA community hates him. And I was like, why? What did you do? He's
No,
like, I don't know.
I don't know if that's true. I know Bobby hates him, and
Yes, they are.
Bobby hates
Chad,
everybody.
and Chad hates him.
Oh,
Bobby and Chad. I met B one time at I think it was it must have been Joe Fest or PowerCon, and he was fine. And I don't care about criticism of toys. I don't care. Like you can criticize Valiverse toys all day. I don't care. Why would I take that personally? It's just a toy. If there's something wrong, there's something you don't like, you can say it. Who cares? You know. But that's just me. You know, and I don't care about B's Battleground. I don't dislike B's Battleground. But I don't think it's the 3POA. I mean, that's a lot. That's thousands of people. That you can't lump all those people together.
A small city.
That's
yeah.
just what he said.
I
He said
I like
something
Beast
like,
Battleground.
yeah, he said something like, they think I don't like Valaverse, and I'm like, but what do you, like, you buy all of them, like, what do you mean you don't like them? Like, I don't get it.
I think he likes Valaverse. Yeah, he likes the toys. Now he doesn't like Bobby, and don't let him lie to you about that. I think he said it before, but that's
Bobby.
listen, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I fall.
No, you said recently on a show, like, you said something like, if you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. And so
Yeah.
I don't understand why people dislike you. I really don't. I have not seen or heard you say anything that was so horrible that you deserve all this fucking hate.
Well, this kind of goes on to something you and I had talked about. You're like, when we were talking about another podcast group, and you said that you hear about it, that there's tension, but you're like, it's one-way tension. Like, you don't name people's names, you don't drop them on your shows because you don't need to, unless it's the what's his name, Viper Island. Yeah, that was the only time I actually.
I mean, listen, if I have a problem, I'll name names.
Yeah,
I won't do the passive aggressive thing. I'll just say your name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
And
But if I do that, there's a good chance we've already talked.
Yeah,
like Duarte here, when I finally turn on him, I'm going to say his name a lot.
He won't turn on me. He won't turn on me. I'm a lovable guy,
man.
bro. Like the only no one's ever turned on me. Like, I'm just the sweetest, most lovable human being ever.
Well, Duarte, I know you have a lot of stories on this too.
Enhance.
Come in.
What are you talking about? What stories are we? Which story in particular? Because I was just listening to LP talk for the last 27 minutes about his thing. So what are we talking about?
I just toy drama and the bullshit that goes on in the community.
Listen, like LP said, that passive aggressive shit, I don't like it. I don't tolerate it. I don't tolerate it in the real world. I'm sure as hell not gonna tolerate it in the toy thing. And like I told you, Abby, behind the scenes, and LP just mentioned it now, like he said, it's for him. He's talking for him, right? It's his opinion, it's his perspective, it's his life, right? So same as I talk for myself and how you should talk for yourself, and how he said, I don't give a shit. It's toys at the end of the day. And to a degree, he's right. But now, when you put yourself in my shoes, in Bobby's shoes, in somebody's whose livelihood depends on these toys, right? Now it's not just toys. So the passive aggressive shit, there's no room for it. If there's a legitimate issue, like, hey, Bobby, you made a toy that's a military guy that didn't come with a gun. It was addressed. You changed it. Whoop-de-doo, fantastic. You're listening to your crowd. Like, I feel like that's what a good company should do. Take that feedback, whether you like it or not. Listen, at the end of the day, you think Bobby was like, Ninja made a great point, guys. Woo, let's make a change. No, he was like, motherfucker, and I'm sure he punched up a storm, and
He was too.
we all would have done that. That's a normal reaction, but he did the right thing and was like, you know what? I fucking hate that he did it, but he's right, so I'm going to fix it. Great, right? So I think that that's a very important thing. But when there's passive aggressive shit, when there's people that literally they build narratives in their own head about you, and then they just, no matter what you do, you could literally be the Mother Teresa of the community, and somehow, some way, they're gonna be like, he's a piece of shit. Don't buy from him. He's good at something, so we're just gonna say that he's cocky or arrogant or a bully or whatever the case may be, and because it fits my narrative, it makes me feel good about all of my inconsistencies, and that's just the way I'm gonna live my life. And I don't agree with that shit, right? At the end of the day, if you dislike someone, dislike them, but like, have the courage or the decorum or the decency to be like, listen, I don't like you because you said X, Y, and Z about me, and I don't think that that's what friends should say, and I'm good, bro. You go your way, I go mine. Or
I love that.
Up.
Yeah, I love that you brought up the whole narrative thing. It was maybe 3-4 months ago, maybe longer, on the same day by two different people. I was called a typical Seattle libtard. Later that day, I was called a January 6er. So I'm like,
which is it?
Where do I
Yeah,
fall? Which one is it? I never talk politics. All I talk is toys. But that that stuff starts going out, through bad games of telephone, right?
Mhm.
And then it becomes, like Duarte said, a narrative.
Yep.
There's no truth behind it, but that's
Bro.
I think we have to add immature to the list of bad things in the community. It has to be on there, because that's the other thing we can't do. Like, we can't just have adult conversations. Like, we have to go straight to "you fucking asshole," like, "you suck, I hate you," and
Yeah.
there's
Especially with a lot of big topics. You're trying to have like, I'll battle anyone in the comments if for an opposing view on a figure line or a HasLab or whatever, but when they go straight to like just insults and like F you and whatever, like, it's like, okay, we're done. Like,
Yeah.
I can't
That's not
entertain
worth
You
it.
that.
lost.
Like,
You lost the argument at that point. If
they
you've
run out of
already won,
intellectual
why curse?
shit to
Why
say.
make a big deal?
yeah, it's just I'm out.
And
I
then
get
and then if you block them, then it's I pissed them off. They had to block me because I was right.
Yeah.
It was like no,
No,
that's
it's just
Don't
I
block
literally
them. Ignore them.
No, see, I block them because I have no patience for half-wits. Like, I am not having stupid-ass conversations with someone who's posting clown emojis as their response. Like,
it's such a waste of time. I'm not wasting my time on you. I'll just block you and I'm moving on.
exactly.
like when I would argue online, I'm looking for someone to like convince me that I'm wrong.
Yes!
I want to see the other side of the spectrum there, like,
Devil's
or at least
advocate.
try to convince them why they're wrong. But like, either way,
You can't do that, though. They lack the maturity to ever admit that they're wrong. That's a real big problem. That's just in life, though, especially with men. Like, for whatever reason, we hate it. Just God forbid we admit that we're wrong. Like, I'll do it so easily. It's one of the things my wife loves about me so much. If I fuck up, I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry.
I
What's that?
have no problem saying I fucked up. Like, if I fuck up,
Yeah.
especially if you show me, like, oh, you're
Yeah.
right, bro.
Yeah.
My bad.
Well,
I have no
well,
problem
that's
doing that. I don't.
That's because we're decent, mature people, Duarte. Like, it's like others are not. Like, I just don't understand why this isn't more widespread, because it's so easy. It costs me fucking nothing. Like, I could have my wife pissed at me and be like, I didn't do that. Like, why? What's the point? Just be like, oh yeah, no, I fucked up. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Done.
yeah.
Definitely.
I get called a bully. I get called miserable. That's a big one. They think I'm miserable. Do I come off?
You
Do I
get
come
called a
off as
bully,
miserable?
really?
Yeah, oh yeah, all the time. But do I come off as miserable? Is that what you take by watching me yell about toys? That I just must be real sad and unhappy at all times? Or do I just want better toys?
It sounds like you just want better toys.
Exactly.
When you
So,
And
talk
and-
about it.
It also sounds like you know where you shine when it comes to humor and you lean into it. Right?
I do
Like
indeed.
your whole personality on Instagram is hilarious. It makes me laugh. I love it, you know.
Thank you.
How
Thank
do
you, I
people not see
appreciate
who was Black Series Cantina? How do they not see that it is a little tongue in cheek? It's you like this is even if you disagree, can't you laugh? Like it's funny.
No, he can't. No, he hates
Well,
me
the thing
so
is,
much. Both of them
It's
do.
it's about
You know?
passion, though, right? Like people who are so passionate about their toys, and they get upset when you.
It's
disagree
not
with
passion,
them.
it's identity. That's all
Yeah.
they are is a Black Series
delusion.
collector or a
It's
Marvel
delusion.
Legends collector. That's their whole
That's
identity.
That's a
Oh.
better word. Because how could
How
you
dare you.
possibly intelligently defend Black Series? Like I couldn't, if you challenged me to do it, like just spoof, like just defend Black Series. Like I wouldn't be able to keep a straight face. The line is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
gotten
I
real
like the
Really?
way their shiny armor is sometimes on the stormtroopers.
Do you like getting figures you already have on different cards? Is that something that you really look forward to?
No, I
Carbonized.
stopped. I stopped buying Black Series.
Yeah, those go straight out.
Actually,
We don't buy those.
I bought one about like a month ago, and it's still sitting back there. I haven't taken it upstairs.
The
to the rest
only
of my
time I'll ever buy one of those is if like I stupidly like missed it and it came out again and I'm like, I guess I should buy it again like now. But
Sure.
rarely do I buy that stuff. Like
see, again, like I've been in since day one. Like I have them all, and I'm not considered with what they make. Instead, they're trying to convince me that there's new collectors that have taken on in the last 5 years. In all honesty, how many people take up collecting a year? 25, 30, covering the whole globe? Like,
I
come
don't
on.
know, but remember the old days when you would just have to go buy an old figure that you didn't get, and just overspend? Like during the Toy Biz days, like if you missed something and eBay was
dude.
new, you'd be going on eBay to get that Deadpool or that Juggernaut.
That's the other thing. They expect me to feel bad when people have to go on eBay now. Like, do you know how many times I bought something on eBay? Like,
why would you
so
buy Darth
many
Vader on
fucking
eBay?
like,
Why would
these
you ever
people-
buy a Darth Vader on eBay?
Don't
It's
know.
always on the shelf.
Yeah.
Yep. And if it's not, it'll be out soon. Like,
Yeah.
Maybe
Yep.
they don't like to leave the house.
They really don't. And when they do leave the house, they want every figure ever made to be on the shelf at Target at all times.
And when they
I'm
do
not
leave
paying
the
above
house,
retail for this.
and when they do leave the house, they leave it unshowered
Oh,
and smelling.
Oh,
Especially
boy.
at the cons. Yeah.
listen, I forgot. I think it was Bobby that I was telling. I was like, Bobby, I'm really considering doing for every purchase over $20, you get this free stick of deodorant. Like,
Dude,
that's serious, bro.
when we would set up at GalaxyCon, we actually had a bowl of deodorants, like the little tiny
Oh
ones.
yeah.
And we would
The
sell
little-
it for.
yeah.
There was a sign that said, "Be kind to your neighbors," and in the walkway, "Be kind to other people. It's $1. Buy it."
Hey, people are buying that shit too.
Yeah, people were buying it too, and that's the
Yeah.
funny thing about it.
But good on them for recognizing the issue and fixing it. So
Yeah.
you know.
Got little sweaty cosplayers, with the,
I think
Exactly.
didn't you guys do that shit at IshCon too? I feel like I saw a bowl of deodorant.
Yeah,
there,
we
too.
did. We
Okay.
did. We definitely did.
I was like, yo, that's fucking genius, bro. Like, we
Yeah.
need to do that little sample size. Just give it a little spritz,
Yeah.
something.
I remember telling Ish for next time you got to do those little small axe sprays. That way you could get other people. That way you just
Yeah.
you
just go around as a little axe fairy, like
There you
just tag other people.
For real.
I think the venue changed helped ZoloCon with that this year because I really didn't smell anybody, and normally I do. Most of the time, I'm leaving that show making a video about the hygiene of nerds, and this time I did not have to at all.
From
Good.
what I heard, it was all like egg smell.
I didn't smell anything. I really didn't. I had no issues.
Wasn't there like a hot dog stand that stunk the place up or something?
Oh, maybe, but that's not the nerds' fault,
food.
so we can't blame them.
it's either cheeseburgers or BO.
Legion's
same.
Con, though, Ryan. Be prepared at Legion's
Oh.
Con. You saw the story I posted about that shit, and I don't believe I was the only one that mentioned that. Like, that was otherworldly.
I'm gonna have the little can of Vicks Vapor Rub, and I'll just
You need a full fucking gas mask. Like, it's...
Yeah.
ooh.
I could name drop some people to you privately and let you know which ones to stay away from.
name
They're
them
gonna-
now. No, I'm kidding.
They're gonna be like, yo, that big dude LP, bro. He was like snorting coke all night, like snorting stuff. Like,
I'll
what's
have
he
it in a
doing?
chain, right around my
Oh,
neck.
yeah.
I'll just be like,
A little cross.
This guy took it back. Little cross with the little spoon in it.
right, yeah. Grow my
Like,
pinky
no, my
out.
cosplaying Cruel Intentions.
Yep, there you go. Oh,
Anyway.
man.
Back to the topic. We're way off topic here. I think you need LaserPants. I think you need to try to get Bobby to be nicer on the show.
Who says I don't try?
So here's what's most interesting about Mr. Vala.
Oh,
There are
man.
3 of them. There are 3. When you meet him, you would never know that the third one exists. I have now met him 4 times, and he was the kindest gentleman ever. He's
How much
all
money did
happy.
you
He's
spend?
like, I mean, I bought a couple figures. I bought, we'll say $60 each time at a minimum. Probably 90 though. So very
You know,
respectful on his own. Wait. On his own YouTube.
Is he back there?
It is not quite show Bobby, but it's also very nice Bobby. And then on 3POA, it's you Hasbros are so fucking stupid.
You know,
it's
funny.
almost like he's leaning into it a little bit, right?
He's definitely leaning into it.
He's turning it up a little bit. Yeah.
It's funny you guys are speaking of Bobby because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just kidding.
I knew it. I was like, no way.
That would be awesome. Actually,
I know it would have been.
That would have been hilarious.
That'd have been a first time for me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm like scanning the green room, like what?
I definitely want to come on 3POA.
You know he leans into it hard though. You see that. It's obvious on camera.
Yeah.
Oh no, it so is. But and then again, I love it no matter what. I don't care. Like when he's mean and nasty to the Hasbros, I fucking love that.
Yeah. It's funny though. Like Duarte was asked that question because I know when I spent a lot of money at Joe Lanta, at Bobby's booth, he gave me like a interview. He's like, "You want anything else?" And I was just like, "I'm good, man. You want to be on my podcast one day?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay."
No, he's so nice. So I don't know.
No, he's really nice. And then it's funny that like a lot of people don't see that, right? Like, or they don't expect that. I should say they see it, they just don't want to agree with it because how they perceive him on the show.
Well, I mean, he's so negative towards Hasbro, and like I say, you get that whole identity thing. Like they're just wrapped up in it. You know, don't criticize Hasbro. That's my life.
Why would they assume for even a second that he's wrong or lying? Like, why? Why?
They say, "Oh, he's acting like Hasbro's a bitter ex-girlfriend," and it's like he kind of got really like he changed his life to work there, and they really screwed him over. And there's a lot of stuff that people don't know about how he got laid off, and some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that I don't think he can even say publicly. Otherwise, he probably would have by now.
The thing is, like, even breaking up with a company normally gets very messy regardless. Whether you give a 2 weeks notice and you leave on your own, it's still somewhat messy generally when someone is leaving. So, when a layoff happens, that's even worse.
Yeah, I mean, he was part of a huge layoff, 800 people. And guess who else got laid off on the same day? Daryl DePriest, who is, like, beloved amongst, the collecting community. So, his experience is his experience, and people don't like how he acts about it. But there's that old saying, "Walk a mile in my shoes."
Exactly.
No, of course.
No.
Yeah.
How many times does a person have to walk in those shoes, though?
A lot.
Just there and back.
No, I mean, listen. For the sake of realism and the sake of transparency, right? Let's play my favorite game, Devil's Advocate, right?
Yep.
So let's just say, listen, a 10 out of 10 Bobby experienced in a negative with Hasbro was an 11, right? Let's just say that that's the case. Great. Yep. But realistically, how many times as your homie, as your ace, how many times are you going to be like, bro, if you tell me that story about your ex one more fucking time, bro, I'm going to throw punches tomorrow.
Well, I'll tell you, he's on a show where the topic is often his ex. Just because that's...
But now, all right, good. See, guys, this is a perfect example of ping and pong, right? He just ponged it back to me, so I'm about to ping it back to him. Cool. How many times have people addressed Bobby about the same shit, not referring to his ex, but the same shit over and over again, and his response was what? Go look in the previous videos. I talked about that. He could have done that. He could take the same approach with that too, but he chooses not to because, like you said, he fits into his persona and he rides it. So he kind of put himself into that automobile of the closer to the negative versus the positive. So he got to own it at this point, right? Because if he totally flips from heel to good guy, he might lose more viewership. Who knows? Most people love it. Nothing sells like sex and drama.
Yeah.
But
I mean, when you break it down to just a product level, it doesn't matter that he hates Lenny, that he has personal issues with Lenny.
Right.
He'll still say when something's good and he likes it. Like, for instance, the last show, we talked about that crystal ball figure. He's all about it. He loves it, you know? He, I think, did he love the snake armor? I don't remember. But he can look past whatever feelings he has about the company and say when the product is good. Or he defended the price of the polar bear and snake eyes. I was against. I'm like, that's too much. And he was like, nah. He's like, no, hold on, it makes sense. And I'm like, who hacked your account? You know, I couldn't believe he was saying that, because I was like, okay, 50, 55 maybe, but he's like, now hold on, that, you know, the bear is a lot bigger than the dog and this and that. I'm like, okay. But I mean, you know, he has no problem saying when he likes something or when something's justified, even if it's Hasbro.
And that's good. And that's a good sign, because that's honesty, right? At the end of the day, I say it all the time. I could hate you to the ends of the earth, but if you put out something good, I'm going to be like, bro, that shit was tough. He's a piece of shit.
There you go.
You know?
I think if he just presented it in a nicer way, then the message would get out more.
But see, there's the other thing too, though. At what point do we stop and say, when do I have to stop worrying about everyone else? Because if I have to worry about everyone else's feelings, who's going to worry about mine, right? So at what point do you as a businessman say, hold up, bro, I'm bending the knee way too much? You know what I mean?
Yes. People aren't tuning in to see him be nice. You know, if they want to tune in and watch a toy maker be polite and corporate, they can watch Ryan Ting or Dwight, or they can watch that and watch them give out all the corporate speak that's required by Hasbro. They turn on 3POA and watch that, because Bobby's raw and unfiltered, and he can say whatever he wants.
I definitely don't want him. I definitely don't want him corporate. Like that's definitely not what I'm saying. But
you can watch him be corporate on old Hasbro videos. It's wild.
I'm there for middle fingers and stunners.
Yeah.
There you go.
The point that I'm making is like, it just like everything we've been talking about. People can't handle the negativity, and so the message is not heard. And what he's saying is just completely discounted as, oh, he just hates Hasbro. But when you listen to what he's saying and then apply it to Hasbro, like, you know, any smart human knows that he's telling the truth, and people just can't handle any of it. So that's all I mean. Like, I get what you mean. Yeah.
Whether you say it nice, or you say it angry, or you say it with logic, or you say it with cleverness, people they're just
the narrative is going to be the narrative.
Yeah, but I have a list of questions in my phone for Bobby for that day where you invite me on with him. I can't wait. I don't care when it is. I just want to do it. I have good questions. I have good Hasbro questions. He can decide to not answer any of them. I don't care. I just want to ask him, because I'm sure he might know. And I have not seen every video that the man has ever made, so I don't know if he's ever answered them. But
does Bobby take questions in advance?
No.
No.
Whenever he's been asked to go on someone's show, he never asks, or he never has any like, don't ask me this, or there's no pre-screen like there is with, you know, other toy companies.
Hasbro all the time, every single interview. We know.
Yeah.
We know.
There's no contract like there is with Mattel.
Damn, Mattel gives you a contract? Jesus.
They do. They literally have a contract, because I know this because they sent one to Tony.
Oh. Okay.
And he got the contract and he's like, screw this, and he read it on air.
I feel like Wade's kind of unique, that he can kind of ask whatever he wants, because some of his questions are funny as hell. He'd be like, Ryan, this figure sucks, man. Why the hell did you make this? Like, what are you doing here? Like,
I think it's his whole thing too is like the shock value thing, right? You just catch people off guard, and it's shtick, right? It's the persona, you know what I mean? Because again, you meet a lot of these people in person, and it's like Jersey said, it's completely different, and not like, oh, this person's a wimp, or like, no, it's a different persona, because it's literally like wrestlers, right? They have a life, but then when they're wrestling, they have a persona. It's the same thing.
I mean, the whole thing is you have to be entertaining, right?
Right.
I don't walk around in real life with light up glasses and yelling about everything. You know, that's for the
you do. Don't lie.
You don't?
A little bit.
I'm out, bro. This is phony.
You have to try to be entertaining. You got to turn it up a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
You probably meet me in real life, and I'll be like, oh hey.
I did meet you in real life, and you were pretty like, oh hey.
Yeah, see, but I didn't know you. I was like, who's this little tiny?
Yeah, I know. I get that a lot. I get that a lot.
I want to know why HR won't let the Hasbro employees do interviews with people like us, but they'll allow it with Wade. Like that, I don't understand at all. Because like my interview with Ryan Ting would be so much more tame than what Wade says to him.
Have you tried?
I tried to get Mr. Stevie, and HR said no. Mr. Stevie was all for it. I talk to him all the time. He is a good dude. He wants more communication from the fans. He wants us more involved. So he said, I'll do it in a second. It's up to HR. And HR was like, yeah, no. You? No. Like, did they really think I'm going to have him on and be like, Mr. Stevie, why don't you go fuck yourself with a ball-peen hammer? Like, I would never. I'd be like, it's so nice to have you on. Let's fucking talk about Star Wars. Let's get some good information out there. Unlike the assholes doing, oh, what's your favorite action figure from the line?
Do you think it could be because they saw your videos and they deemed it as toxic?
Of course that's why. But you gotta have common sense. Like, you have to realize that if I'm in the situation where I'm interviewing the guy, I'm not gonna waste it on telling him to go fuck himself. Like, I want good info. You know?
You do realize it's not very common anymore, right?
Which part?
The common sense part.
I know.
Just say. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's like non-existent.
I'd say the one to probably approach that you'd have the most shot at would probably be Dan Yoon, because he kind of scoops through people's channels, like just he stays up late.
When we did our show of the Engine of Vengeance, right? When that was still like live crowdfunding.
When you guys bashed it,
I knew what like Bobby's plan and how he had it broken down, and so I reached out to Dan Yoon. I'm like, look, man, we're gonna do a show about this tonight. You're welcome to come on and defend it. And he was like, he responded back just like, that would be cool, but Hasbro would never let me go on that show. I was like, all right.
Then
and I never asked again.
So maybe when he slides in, he's been granted like grandfather privileges to go on like a certain show, and then he can just slide in whenever he wants, kind of.
Wade?
Like, no, like Dan.
Oh, I don't know.
No, that's bullshit.
Maybe.
So I hate Wade, and it's all jealousy. Because he gets these guys on his show and he can just say whatever the fuck he wants and it's totally fine. I got to go through HR to have them say no. How unfair is that?
It might be the beard.
No, I think it's, when they're on his show, they always say, I'm here representing myself, not Hasbro.
Yeah.
I'll have that. I'll take that. That would be perfect.
Yeah.
He said, I'll give you a 15-minute disclaimer in the beginning of my 2-minute show.
Oh man, it's amazing too that nobody is talking about this though. Like I mentioned it the last time I was wherever with all of you lovely people. Like Wade asked him something and Ryan's answer was profit margin. Bobby always says Hasbro's profit margin is too high. Like he literally word for word proved Bobby right. And nobody said shit about it. Like, nobody said, wow, maybe Vala was right. No, just, whoosh, it's gone. We'll just ignore that. How fucked up is that?
Yeah, but you give that up when you basically have that persona, right? No one ever wants to give the guy who's always, telling people off and telling you how it is. No one wants to give them credit when they're right. If he was the most docile person in the world and was like, oh, sweetheart, I love you so much, they'd be like, oh, he was right. Bobby was right. He was so right. No one's ever going to give him credit. Ever.
I guess the only thing I thought, I was like, oh, see, look at that. Vala's right again. Go fucking figure.
That's how I felt when they admitted about the tears being baked in, and I was like, I fucking knew it. Because I was saying that from the very beginning, like, and people just didn't understand. Like, got a lot of arguments over that one.
I don't know. Like a lot of people complain about the HasLabs in general, and God knows why. Like the Engine of Vengeance really was the worst one. Like, yeah, was the price too high? Yes, of course it was. Every fucking figure they put out, the price is too high, folks. We're not getting the value from Black Series and Marvel Legends. So what's the fucking? You want $350 and you get fucking a nice car. Should have been $300. Should have been $275. Whatever. Fucking Mephisto and a couple nice other figures. We just should have bought it. Like they were doing it like we're going to teach this big corporation a lesson by not buying it. No, you're not. They learned nothing. You didn't hurt them in the slightest. You've accomplished nothing, and now you don't have fucking Mephisto. So nice
All it
job.
did was kind of like
Way to
slow down HasLabs because now we've only had one since then, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Ant-Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because now they're scared to put out anything. I guarantee you the reason why they didn't do Fin Fang Foom was because it's like $450. And so now they're scared and they're trying to judge a right time. There is no right time. Just put it out. We're either going to buy it or we're not.
I mean, if it looks good, people will
I'll
buy
buy
it.
all the big green dragons they make, so I'm in. Like, that's fine.
I know LP's getting tired, so we're
his
gonna wrap
fault.
this up.
Jesus Christ, man, they just kiss your feet left and right, don't they? You yawn for 3 seconds, and they're like, ooh.
I was barely a yawn. I'm not even that. I got other stuff to do.
Avi's
Keep
like,
going for a
looking-
minute.
Avi's like, where's Waldo? He's like, I'm looking for a reason to leave. Oh, yawn. All right, guys. He's tired.
It's not us. It's tired. So
It's only like 7 o'clock. So I'm not tired.
Yeah, I was gonna say if LP's tired, he might have to go get checked out because that's not.
Yeah, I would.
No, I mean,
have
we can keep going for sure.
Are you sure though? Are you?
Oh, I'm
Are
good.
you?
I'm
Even
good.
even if I bounce out, you can keep going.
Exactly.
If LP goes, I'm out, bro. I'm out.
No.
Show falls apart.
He's the glue. He's the glue, man.
Holds us all together.
Yeah.
When
you know,
you-
without LP, there's nothing.
There's nothing. When you come to Legion's Con, by the way, can you bring me a 3POA sticker, please?
Absolutely.
I think I'm going to buy you a Maximum Spider-Man.
Don't
balls.
do that.
No balls. Do
I
it.
think I'm
I
gonna.
dare you.
No,
it'll look good on that rooftop behind you.
It would actually.
It's like the only.
It's
I get why you didn't get it, but I know you wanted it, and I know you don't want to pay for it. And I ordered
Listen.
3, and I don't think that the value is going to go up. And so you've been so nice. I know.
This guy.
Listen, I bought 3.
I ordered 2.
Thinking
Why,
that
why'd
it
you
was
order
gonna-
so many?
Because I was prospecting. I love scalping. I love fucking over other collectors. I live for it. Literally live
Now
for
we're
it.
talking. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I sold
What's your
Dude,
eBay handle?
Dirty
I got-
fucking Maniac, man. So
I got called a
sold,
scalper because I bought 5 HasLab Sentinels. I was called a scalper. I'm like, that's not scalping.
They're
That's
made
not
to
scalping.
order.
That's not
Made
the
to order.
scalping. That's troop building.
Yeah, I kept 3 of them.
again,
I mean, I'm pretty
do you
sure
know how
I-
many- do you
I
know how
bought
many
like
figures-
18 of these. Does that count?
What
Am
the
I a
hell is that?
scalper? It's the crazy figure 112 female buck.
Oh, yo, I'm gonna have to get some of those for the little thicky strip club I'm working on.
See,
Yeah.
this is the
There
best
you
one
go.
to get it too. I have like 18 or 19 of these.
So yeah, every podcast I get on now, I pretty much just make the announcement because that's the only place that I'll say it. Anyone watching, if you ever see me at a show, IshCon and after, because I'll have it done by IshCon, but IshCon and after, if you see me at a show, the password will be exclusive. And when you say the password, we bring you around and we pull the curtain and we get to show you inside the Thicky Club. We just can't have it out for the kids. So it's only like word of mouth. It's like a speakeasy. Like you saw the sign that said split ends, but now you get to see inside of split ends.
Fun fact: at
Nice.
IshCon, we're gonna go live and we'll show it off on the show.
Oh,
Exclusive. We got it.
Nice.
there you go.
You get kicked off of YouTube for such scandalous activities.
I've
should see
been
the-
called worse.
We've done the show
you
with
should
Art
see
G
the
recently.
shit LP says about me behind the scenes to me, bro. He's mean.
What a dick.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
please.
He's mean.
You sent me your dios, and I'm like, what new adjective can I use to describe this great dio? Oh, it's awesome. It's amazing. It's fantabulous. It's
Fantabulous.
unbelievable. It's
You
huge.
know- Hey, so LP, I'm gonna throw it back at you. You know how you were like, hey, I like how you mentioned narrative. I like how you mentioned adjective, because that's one of my pet peeves with content creators, right? So I'm gonna remove myself out of the equation. I don't exist. You get content creators that are like, this Sharpie marker, it's the greatest marker ever. Look at this marker. It's so cool. It's so good, guys. This is awesome, amazing. And then they get like an even bigger or better Sharpie marker, but they've already said such amazing adjectives about this one that now what do you say about the one that's actually better? Or is your word worthless because you say that everything is good when it really isn't? So I don't appreciate the dishonesty from any content creator, which is why I always push Ninja stuff, because if you notice, he'll tell you this sucks, why it sucks. And when he says this is good, I've never bought something that he said was good that wasn't, because his word actually means something. But when you say that everything is good, then what is it really? What am I there for? Just to hear you talk? Because your opinion's irrelevant at that point.
So, you know, that's an interesting topic you just kind of brought up too, because like I've talked to a few toy reviewers and stuff, and they're like, I only review stuff that I like. Then I was just like, then what's the point?
What's
Then
the
you're not a
point?
reviewer. You're not a reviewer.
Right.
Yeah, you're not a toy reviewer. I mean,
Right.
you just
Just
review things that you
show and tell.
Exactly.
Right. Just be honest. Just be honest about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
can't.
wasn't it Anthony Collects, right, on the show LP? They
Yeah.
was like, I bought the Maximum Spider-Man. I got to review it. That's what I do. Like, of
That's
course
his
I
job. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I respect that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't fake the funk. Just be honest.
I bought it because I'm
Yeah.
a show.
I just wanted them to be. I wanted to sell them all for 150, but I don't think that's going to happen now. So
Give it enough time.
Yeah, you gotta store it
they'll,
away for like 6
they'll
months.
reissue it. I'm just going to send you one. You've been so nice to me by having you on your lovely show. I'm just going to send you one.
Aw.
Just
I'm gonna
fucking
look like
take
such a sellout if I have that Spider-Man in my collection.
You can say it came from me. I
You gotta
didn't
send
want
them
it.
a
That
video.
asshole
You
in
didn't
Jersey
contribute.
sent it to me. So
Clip this. So
We
you
could-
could use it like, look, it came from him. He sent it.
Or you know,
There
you
you
could
go.
even better. You could do a video on it before you send it, or then put it in the box and then ship it out while you're
There
smoking
you
a
go.
cigarette on the brick wall behind you.
there you go. That's
See-
well. I mean, I'll do
Boom.
that here, but yes.
Why did my Spider-Man come with an SD card? This is weird.
But yeah, no, dude, you wanted it, so you have to have it. So I'm just fucking
Well, I don't know what to say to that, but
nothing.
I want it. Can I get it?
I don't know. Can you get
You know,
me
the
like,
best thing for me, the most entertaining thing for me is watching people bitch and complain about Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, most of DC, because I'm not a huge DC fan. I could give two shits. And Spider-Man, honestly, is like probably the only character that I don't happen to like everybody else does, right? Like, I'm a Deadpool fan. I feel like everybody and their mom is too. But Spider-Man, I really can care less about him. So all this is just entertaining for me. And I love hearing people say they used new plastic. Yeah, it was new from that week, but it's the same exact shit.
it's the same. That, like, we don't know if it's gonna be. I'm like, no, it's a Marvel Legend. We know it's gonna
Bro.
have a couple new joints, but it's still a Marvel Legend.
Do
But
you
it's-
know how
it's
many
maximum?
Do you know how many people came up to me and were like, I canceled my Vanguard from BBTS. Why? I heard the plastic was cheap. From who? Oh, people that got theirs. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I got mine. And then I'm like, Vamp, Hiss, Vanguard. Oh, this one feels pretty thick. And I don't know if you guys have seen, but I destroyed one on purpose. And let me tell you, I recorded it too. I got receipts. I'll post them up when I'm done editing. I was torching that bitch with a fucking blowtorch on both sides to get it to bend where I wanted it to, and that bitch was taking heat like you wouldn't even believe. So
wow.
I don't know what people are talking about, cheap plastic and this they're full of shit. Unless you got a durometer with you and you're showing people physically, you're full of shit. You don't know what you're talking about.
It's the same exact plastic as the Hiss, and you can throw your calipers, your mic on it, and it's the same. It's like the same thickness.
Yeah, no, it is, bro. I
think that's why that. Speaking of B's Battleground, I think that's what set Bobby off. He's like, because B said it was cheap plastic, and Bobby's like, it's the same plastic as the Hiss tank, and that kind of set him off. It wasn't just, who cares if someone doesn't like something? It was just like he didn't want the narrative to be it was cheap plastic because it's the same exact as the Hiss.
No,
I think the Vanguard's doing pretty good, so I don't think that bothered. I don't think that affected the brand one bit, honestly.
I mean, look, listen. They say all news is even bad news is good for business.
Publicity. All publicity is good publicity.
There we go. Publicity. That's the word.
That's the one. That's the spirit.
Yeah. Thanks, Maniac. Hey, Abby, can you edit that out?
Yeah.
All those that he.
Okay, now you have to leave it in.
So wait, you're gonna post a video of you setting this Vanguard on fire? Because now I want to see.
So dude, and I was talking to, I think, what's the video guy's Matt, right? Is
Matt
Dallas video guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Matt, yeah.
I was talking to him for a few minutes at the show, and he was asking me about the process and stuff. And I told him, I said, bro, I wish I had like a guy like you to do my video shit, because I have literally terabytes of footage, because every dio, every main piece, every custom job I've ever done, I video record. Like, dude, I have this next to me on my tripod 24/7, and I record myself doing everything, so then I can edit it later. The problem is I never have time to edit it later.
Yeah. No time.
I did record myself torching it and breaking it and heating it. Yeah, I did all that.
Nice. I look forward to that. Who do you guys think is the worst of the content creators, of the shills, of the everything? Everyone knows who I despise.
Well.
Who?
I'm going to take a break from licking Hasbro's asshole to tell you these comics are fucking fantastic. Who wants a Build-A-Figure anyway? These little squares are coming with the figures. I can't wait to own all of them.
Me and Dan used to be cool, and I don't think he likes me anymore. And I'm okay with that, because it has just turned into the advertisement arm for Hasbro.
Dude,
there's no
is either the British arm.
So I don't understand why anyone listens to a word he says, because nothing has ever been bad. Like I can only tolerate him for very small doses, but like I made a screen record just for Anthony's Customs, just so he could see what he was like, and like I literally almost threw up as I was making it. I'm like, how are people watching this and being like, wow, this is the YouTube channel that I need to see? Everything's great. Everything's perfect. Here's the Vulcan body for the 94th time. Isn't that wonderful? Why are you watching that? There is nothing there. There is no review. It is just straight asshole licking from top to fucking bottom. We don't need that. That accomplishes nothing. That keeps the hobby shitty. I want the hobby better.
It's the power of positivity.
Again,
maybe
I heard
no
demographic
positivity.
I don't know if this is 100% true or not. This might not be true, but I heard that his old co-host now works at Hasbro.
Oh.
Yeah,
he must be thrilled about that. He didn't want that job. How do they pick somebody else other than him? Like, he literally is like the cheerleader in fucking England, leading all 16 UK collectors. It's so brutal. All right, who's yours? LP, who's yours? Who do you hate?
Well, I mean, everyone knows I hate Shartimus, but that's not really because of how he reviews figures. It's because he called me a racist. And Boog Nice did the same thing. But hate is a strong word. Who do I avoid? Whose reviews do I avoid because they're useless?
Yes.
I think I got to go with Dan Who.
We have 2 votes for Dan Who. Next, Brandon. How is this hard for you people? Come on, bro.
So, like, if I could skip Brandon and just take over here for a second.
Sure,
Like,
hit it.
I don't
go ahead.
watch a lot of people review stuff, right? Like, I go to my reviewers that I normally watch, which is D Amazing. I watch his stuff, and then I'll watch Anthony's customs and Bat Bomb once in a while too.
Okay.
But I stick to those three only. Essentially, I don't go anywhere else for reviews. And
That's it. How did you pick those three?
because, well, D Amazing is someone who I kind of watch, for a long
Everybody
time.
watches the Amazing.
And then Anthony's
yeah.
Customs, I think, showed up one day, and I was like, I like his attitude because he's not like he gives you the good side and bad side, and it's a true toy review.
Right,
And I really enjoyed that. Bath Bomb, I just like his voice.
Okay.
That's really it. But I don't watch anyone.
Is that really his voice though?
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
It almost sounds like he's altering it.
He probably
I
is.
hope it is.
Yeah. If that's his
But-
real voice, that's pretty impressive.
But like Dan Hu, I've seen his shows and stuff. I can't understand him. I have a hard time. It's probably
Really?
the accent and my accent, so it's just like.
What's your favorite Marvel legend?
Marvel
Favorite.
legend.
And British people scare me because of the whole India thing,
Oh,
Because they
I
colonized
see.
you. Listen, they colonized everyone. Okay.
Those bastards.
But yeah, that's. I stick to my people that I watch. So
Your people.
Only Indian reviewers.
no, to the people that I watch, like Anthony
people.
or
Oh.
my people. I don't think there's any other Indian YouTuber in toys.
I like Yojo Jerk for entertainment value,
Mhm.
right? Because his videos are great. I like Anthony's Customs because they're 100% completely unbiased.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even though people say, "Oh, he's biased against Hasbro,"
No,
It's
he's
like-
not.
he's not. He's not because he'll praise a figure when it's worthy.
Yep.
And I watch D Amazing, especially for his posing and photography at the end of the video.
Yep.
That's about it, I think. I'm trying to think of other reviewers I might watch. Toy Games for entertainment because he's funny.
All of the little ones that you come across, all of the ones with very small followings, just
Yeah.
pick one and watch it, and just watch how bad it is. There's they spend 20 minutes on the box, bro. I saw a
Oh, I
guy
can't do that.
actually say, and here is the barcode. From far away too. Here is the barcode. What are you gonna read me the number too while you're at it, dude?
What was the guy's name? Do you remember?
I forget. I completely forget, or else I'd call his ass out. But
Because I think I remember seeing someone who did a review. I think I had it on I was working and I had it on the screen over here, and I was just listening, and then I looked back and he's like, "Oh, he's still on the box." Okay, then I just kept going, and then I looked back and I was like, "He's still on the box." Okay,
Right?
just keep working.
How do you
And
do
then I
that?
looked over, then he started talking it was the Joker, the retro Joker Mezco that just came out. I already had it, and I had my version. I played with mine already, but I was just like, "There's nothing on YouTube. Let me just watch this." And
You
then
got
he was,
if there's
positive
anyone that-
affirmation.
no, I didn't
I
need a
wonder-
confirmation. I already liked it, so.
I wonder if there's anyone that hates the Amazing. I think he might be the only one.
Shartimus.
I was gonna say, I heard Shartimus is not a big fan.
Do they have a personal thing, or is it his review?
They almost got in a fight at San Diego Comic-Con.
Wow.
They had to be pulled apart, yeah.
Oh,
wow.
my god! All right. And besides fucking shit-starting
Shartimus was
Shartimus,
about to get into a fight.
I still don't understand how you.
Listen,
fight
bro,
with
you've
DMV.
never
Did you
seen him
see it?
box.
Did you see it? Did you physically see it?
Me? No, but I heard him talk about it on his channel.
unbelievable.
Sorry, Abby,
You
I
know,
know you're friends with him.
Oh, well, I've known D Amazing longer.
Okay.
No, I've never heard.
Hence why
anyone
he was
say-
on the Friday show.
I've never heard anyone say anything bad about the Amazing. And how could you? I mean, the guy.
I mean,
poses
yeah,
great.
you really can.
He's-
He's actually a really nice guy to talk to.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Seems
like
like it is to me. Yeah.
no one, as far as reviewers go, no one brought up the Fwoosh or the Robo.
Oh my God! You want to hear about the
Watch.
swoosh?
I watch Robo.
I have no issue with Robo.
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
I have to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I thought
That's how I
everyone
get my
except
toy
me
news.
So those guys. It was VB in particular.
No,
but-
no, VB, he's different because he will
Yeah.
have Brian Flynn on and let Brian Flynn lie through his teeth and glaze him. And
Not only that, though, is there a human on Earth more boring than ZB? Like, he just sits there and is like, yeah, Thundercats Ultimate's coming out soon. Like, how do you sit there and watch that? Like, oh my God. But those guys, like, I was on the Whoosh forever. And, and it was the same now. You either loved me or hated me back then. It's the same thing. But I had like a fucking inbox full of DMs that I was saving about like recipes for customs and how to do this, how to do that, like conversations with friends. And that fucker kicked me off because he just finally got fed up with me talking shit about the goddamn Night Licker. Because at that time it was DC Classics and that's it. And they were all the way up his ass. And so any sort of bad anything about the line, like he could torch it by making fucking colored lanterns that nobody wanted, and then fucking superpowers bullshit that really nobody wanted. But I was wrong. I was the one talking shit. So
what's wrong with the colored lanterns?
The colored lanterns were fucking terrible. All they had to do was make Atrocitus, Larfleeze, and whatever the fuck the other one's name, and that wave would have sold like wildfire. Instead, they made fucking purple fucking Wonder Woman, and nobody bought it.
Is there a Larfleeze figure in existence right now at all, ever?
Yes. I think there's two. I think there's a DC Direct and one from the subscription club. So, yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes. But
Todd's
again,
gonna
like,
make
I
the
love
word.
that
Wait.
line.
You were banned. Where were you banned from?
From the Foosh. This was like I think even before YouTube, like from the message board, the Foosh.
Yeah.
In its heyday,
See,
What'd
and
you do
again,
to them?
it switched from Nightlick to Brian Flynn. Yeah.
And how of all people do you kiss that guy's ass?
I don't
Like,
know,
he
man.
is-
The toys aren't
he is
even good.
worthless. No,
I
they're
tried to get him on the
fucking
show. I'm trying to
Like
get him on the show.
I made the mistake of buying some of the Thundercats Ultimates line, and like now I'm all in and I want to finish. But the problem is, like after a certain wave, he changed everything. Like the plastic went from being really nice and really high quality to bullshit. Where if you take off the head, you could legitimately pull apart the entire figure if you're not extremely careful. And for
I got the,
$55, that's bullshit.
I got the Vulcan skull that he did, and I pulled Skull's head off, and the peg snapped right off.
Snapped right off. Of course it did.
And like 5 seconds from opening it.
Yeah.
I got that 2001 Odyssey, like the half monkey or half human or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's ragdoll.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all their turtle line is ragdoll.
So there.
I bought
they don't.
I bought one figure from him, the Voltron, same thing.
Ragdoll. I mean, but so with Mofex, I had the same issue. That's why I kind of I got scared of Mofex. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
But I've heard they improved. I own all the boys.
Oh yeah.
Figures, but
after
I haven't opened any of them.
after Mofex number 75, probably they're pretty good.
Okay. But going back to Robo for a second, I think he's a great dude, personally speaking. I had a great conversation with him at Legions Con. And, when we did he was the number one person we did the lounge episode with. And great conversation. I didn't know he was a big wrestling fan, so we ended up talking for 5 hours, online.
I was this close to going up to him, being like, "You remember me?" Because he was a dick to me too on those days. But I didn't. I just let him walk by. I was like, "Nah, that's not worth it. Forget it." He said, but I mean, guys, he said he was okay with the Black Series Kersantin figure's height. How? Right there, dude, you lose every ounce of credibility with everyone with a fucking brain. It's shorter than the Chewbacca figure. I don't give a fuck how tall the actor was. You cannot have a Wookiee shorter than another goddamn Wookiee. You can't.
But
And
don't
he's like,
Wookiees
"I'm
come in
pretty
all
happy
different
with
shapes
the
and
height."
sizes? No?
What's that?
Don't Wookiees come in different shapes and sizes?
No, their
Yeah.
species is all the exact same height.
Kersantin's bigger. Black Kersantin's actually supposed to be bigger. And he's a solid inch shorter. So it's shit like that like I can't get all enamored with Robo like other people do. I just can't. Like I know he's full of shit.
I just watch his. I like the rewind, and then I watch the Playdate stuff. And I'm not like religiously, but if it's on my feed on a Saturday,
The Playdate stuff is good. Gives you a lot of good
Yeah.
ideas for customs.
Yeah, like the Playdate.
And you know, he goes hard on his customs, dude, and he'll remake a custom over and over and over again too, just to get it like the specific way he wanted to see it. Which I thought was like, man, you spent a lot of time doing this.
Fine. I mean, I'm sure the guy knows something about something, but I can't trust him to review a figure.
Hey, you have your every right for your own opinion about this, so.
Indeed. And I'm so bitter with those Foosh guys for kicking me off that thing. So bitter. Over the Nightly.
Over Nightly of all people.
Of all people.
Is he the worst toy YouTuber? I think he is. Nutlick. Or no, Viper Island. One of those.
Viper Island. No. Viper. Yeah. No one will ever take the crown from Viper Island. He is definitely the worst. But the Nightly Work's probably a close second because he's still somehow sucking himself off over things he did at Mattel when he has been booted bodily from the fucking toy industry. Like, what are you doing, dude? Who's watching this and being like, why are you telling me you're so great? Why? Where are you? What are you doing right now? You're at home making a fucking YouTube.
Duarte, you started laughing. Is there something you want to add to it?
To who? Robo? I don't. I met the guy like once, I think, and I've never really watched his stuff. I don't really watch too many people's things, which I feel bad when I'm talking to people and they're like, "Hey, you ever heard of such and such?" And I'm like, "No."
Are you Robo's son?
No.
I mean,
not even a little bit.
I see a little, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Which part?
The beard, the baldness.
Maybe, I guess. I mean, listen, if he pays my bills, I'll be whatever he wants me to be.
You call him daddy, huh?
Son, daughter, dog, whatever, bro. Honestly, believe it or not, I don't hate anyone unless they hate me, because I'm all about giving you back the same energy you give me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a legitimate reason, like, I blew your sister's back out, or like I killed your dog, or, like I stole your prom date, like those are all valid reasons, right? But when you can literally look at somebody and be like, I don't like you because you're good at what you do, like, how do you even process that? You know what I'm saying? So I'm all about just giving people the same energy, because to my face, no one's ever said shit to me. And like, go ahead, do you, bro? You have like you said, you have the right to your opinion about how you feel, whatever the case may be. I'm not here to instigate anything or to threaten people or to come at you sideways and give you backhanded compliments and all that other bullshit, right? If I like you, I like you. If I don't like you, I don't like you. And if you don't like me, that's cool. But number one, don't lie. Number two, don't spread fucking rumors or try to fuck with my livelihood or my income or what keeps the roof over my daughter's head simply because you're just jealous. Like, that's the root of all evil at the end of the day, honestly. That's what it is. Yeah. These guys are bitter. You're either reminding them of something that they wish they could do that they never pursued or never had the guts or the balls to actually try it and take that risk, right? So when they're sitting there saying, oh, Abby's got 1,000 followers and this, that, and third, and it's jealousy, bro. At the end of the day, it's jealousy. It's always what it's been. It's always what it's going to be. Point blank, period. So I don't hate anybody unless they hate me. If you hate me, cool story, bro. I'm going to give it right back to you. And honestly, like, if I'm watching a new channel, and I can't even think of ones right now because I don't stick around long enough. So if I watch it and something happens, whether it's your voice is annoying, you have no personality, whatever it is, I'm like, fuck it, I'm out. And then I just never watch them again. So I'm not a glutton for punishment. Contrary to popular belief, I don't like getting punched in the face multiple times. So if I dislike it, I'm not going to keep going back to it. So I don't watch it enough to hate somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I'm a bit of a maniac, so I hate someone very, very easily. I won't lie. So, but I have to stop. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop right now.
turning over
Sometimes I
new
hate
leaf
LP,
today.
but that's just because he's handsome, you know.
Oh, please. Stop it.
Oh, Abby, let me get a sexy wink before I forget. I didn't get any yet. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you gotta get the new ones.
Nice.
Seriously, why did you have to open your mouth? Like, why? What? Why? Why?
Because it was gayer that way. All right.
Amazing.
That's why.
I think there's only 2 people who actually like that, and Jersey's one of them.
Oh,
It's so
they
It is so funny. I laugh at it every time. So
And Jersey's like, I'm putting this one in my spank bank.
Abby,
Yes.
I love you, man. I got to get going.
Hey,
Duarte,
thanks for being on.
Brandon, Maniac. See you guys. Maniac,
Yes,
I'm going to
sir.
have you on the show. We just
Thank
have to
you,
nail
sir.
down a date.
yeah, man. No,
And make
whenever.
sure your
Let's-
internet's
no rush. Let's-
Yeah,
yeah.
fix your internet.
Fix your internet.
Later.
It's
Take
as good as
care,
it's gonna
LP.
be.
Thanks.
All right, now that LP's fucking gone,
now that he's gone. Unbelievable.
I
Right?
miss the good old days. You got beef, we could be best friends after, but we're fighting.
That's that. It's a lost art now. Like nobody
Dude.
can come. Like, and the thing is, too, most of the time you don't have to fight at all. You can literally just use appropriate words, and they don't.
Yeah.
They just don't. They go right to the bullshit, and it just fucks everything up. One more
Yeah.
thing. One more thing before we part. One more
Mhm.
topic of other nerds.
Uh-huh.
You guys gave away like how much money worth
Oh,
of merchandise the other night? If you could take like some sort of a guess.
No, I actually had this rounded up somewhere, so 1 second. All right, so the initial 650 to 1,000, there was 8 items, 650 to 1,000, and I did the retail, like essentially the retail price of every single one to me.
Yep.
It was just for those 8 items. It was $1,060.
$1,060.
Then we added extra, right? I threw in 5 or 6 bonus items, 6 or 7 bonus items, something like that. I threw in bonus items, and then people actually donated as well, which was
I saw.
really cool of them. Yeah.
I was in the chat the whole time. Yes, I saw.
Yeah.
So,
The bonus stuff I didn't price out yet, but
thousands
we-
of dollars though. Thousands of dollars.
I mean it was up there in price for sure. I would say about like $1,500 to $2,000.
Well,
And
here's a point I want to make about that real quick, just because people may still be watching.
I'm not done.
after-
So, yes, I'm not done.
But just
So,
to compliment Abby, regardless of the cost, regardless of how much it may have cost, if people want to say, "Oh, that's how you get views," is with spending all that money. Well, here's the deal. It doesn't matter how you get people invited to your party. If you have a shitty ass party, once they get there, they're not staying.
They're
And
gonna
guess
leave.
what? Our party's better than yours. That's why they stay.
Well,
There you go.
well, that's the thing. Yeah, am I doing giveaways as a driving force to bring people in? Yeah, of course. Who doesn't do that? Yeah, it's business. Who
Business.
doesn't do
The
that
fuck?
shit?
But
Yeah.
but the views and the watch time don't lie.
Exactly.
That's the part you can't manufacture.
We have great watch time. We have great views. That's because I feel like we do a good show, and that's really what it is.
it's because let's face it, it's because you have me on. Like this is why.
and we don't pay you.
And you don't-
And you're free, dude. Shit.
I would like to point out that my episode with Anthony's Customs has been mentioned.
Oh, that was
on
one of my
occasion.
favorite episodes we did.
That was a great episode.
I was invited to the 3POA when you got those 1,000 followers. Why really did you get those 1,000 followers? Was it you, or was it the comic genius of the Jersey Mania?
We could share some of the.
You could share. No, it was totally LP and his massive following. But
Oh no,
I'm-
it was
but
LP
I'm
for
taking
sure. I mean, he
credit for
helped
it
out a
anyway.
lot. But here's the thing, though. Like we had a lot of people jumping on and helping us. Ninja was constantly shouting us out, like literally constantly
Oh.
shouting us out. Zakane
Of
and
course.
You know, like you have Yojo Jerk. I mean, a lot of these people were helping us, by shouting us out. D Amazing shared it on Instagram a few times, so like that's and like Shartimus shared it too. So we've had
It's
support.
it's about making the connections.
That's all.
Abby
it is.
literally walks up to Robo, never spoken 2 words to the guy, never been in a stream or anything. Says, "Hey, I'm Abby. I have a podcast. Would you like to come on?"
Well,
with me?"
I
He says,
didn't
"Sure,
I
sounds
didn't do
good."
it. No, it was like I
Well,
introduced
say it
myself.
the right way, but
I was like, hey, I'm Abi. I introduced myself, and we just chatted about toys for like 20, 25 minutes.
what did
and
you?
I was
What,
like,
did you slip him a
but
$100
then-
bill?
You might have.
I mean, no, but I'm sure he probably wouldn't have taken it. But here's the thing, though. Like, he was really nice to me, and we had a great conversation.
Yeah.
And when so we launched the channel. It was like November 29th, I think. My pre-record with Robo was like a week or 2 before that. And that didn't air until like a month in. So that was my first official show, technically, for
it just
Figure
came
Fight
out
Club.
later.
Yeah, it just came out later. And the fact that he said we're going to be only on he only has like an hour, and we stayed on for 5 hours talking.
Yeah.
I tried to leave 3 times.
No,
And
dude.
then we went into a conversation again,
Yeah.
and which was amazing.
Yeah.
I just thought it was really cool that he took the time and the energy to do all that, and that I felt nice about that. That was awesome.
So like that's the thing. Like once we get into it, like it's fun for us. Like even if you can go into someone, like I told you guys that one time, give me a face to fight with on your show. We might end up getting along perfectly fine once we're on together.
Yeah,
Like it's totally a thing, just because we're all nerds and we all love the same shit. And we all have these preconceived notions of each other, not always true.
that's very true. Yeah, I mean that's very true.
But here's the point I was gonna make though. You were giving away fucking thousands of dollars worth of shit, and you only had 300 and something people watching. What the fuck? What the fuck do we have to do to get like an actual acceptance from other nerds? Like we are so stingy with our follows. We're so stingy with what we'll watch on fucking YouTube. Why do we do this?
I guess we got to shill harder.
Yeah,
Shit harder.
Like
maybe
why
maybe
is
I have
it?
to give away more hot toys than anything else.
Dude, I was so pissed I didn't win that hot toy. That was the one I really wanted.
You wanted?
I shipped that, man. It went to congrats to the winner.
No, fuck him. Fuck
No,
him.
so Brandon, so on 3POA, Brandon gave.
Oh
away
yeah,
a
that's
hot
what I'm talking
toy,
about.
I
The-
know,
yeah, the
I
two
was
pack.
on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one.
Oh, that's the
know,
one
yeah.
you wanted. Okay.
I had to ship it to
What?
I had to ship it to Hawaii. It was like that was not cheap. That was
My
not
God. Fucking guy in Hawaii wins. Like, you know how much closer I am? I could have saved you a lot in shipping there, kid.
I hope it was the guy too, because I just got an email from him and he was like, "I'm the guy." So
Let's hope for the best there. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I believed it. That's why I sent it. But
Yeah, like
No,
why are we so stingy with our follows? Like,
I mean, honestly speaking, though, like we had 326 people peak, and I was excited for that because we've never broken 125. That was our biggest show, was 125 people watching. So
That's
breaking
not enough.
326 is huge.
but that's not enough. Like you easily should have had 1,000 people in there. Like my wife was literally sleeping on me right here, and I'm trying to type in hashtags like as I'm doing it. Like it was such a pain in the. And then I didn't fucking win, and I was so pissed. I'm like kill the both.
That's when you throw her off of you, and then she wakes up and you're like, you didn't feel that earthquake?
No, my wife unfortunately has so many back problems that like she can't really sleep on me very well. So when she did, it was like, oh, this is so nice. I'd have never had the heart to move her. I couldn't do it. So I
You
was
didn't
just
want
like,
it bad enough.
yeah, I know. But I was like, wow, this is so hard. And then you're like, the next one up is this hot toy. I'm like, fucker, like, come on.
Next time, just listen to me, all right? And sweep the leg, Johnny.
Like if Rocco had won anything, I swear I would have been on the way to North Carolina to steal it.
Yeah, I guess he was there.
Well,
too,
look,
putting in
I
the-
think our next giveaway we're doing a bunch of Jin Ursos. So,
You know what?
Which
What's,
generation are we talking here? What are we talking about? What? What?
the Black Series. The Black Series.
Oh, how thoughtful of you! Wow. Yeah. You'll get viewers for that. Yeah.
What's what's in the No, not Casca Reese, the other one. Bo-Katan. Is she still like a sought after figure anymore or no?
Black Series?
Probably.
Yeah,
There is
Probably not.
zero Black Series.
not even for
figures that are
customs
sought
and
after.
stuff.
No, absolutely not. The best
Is it-
one is probably Darth Malgus, and again, he's probably $70 tops. That's
Because
it.
I have a case of Bo-Katan sitting upstairs right now. Like there's like 8 or 10 of them. It's just from the shop, my shop I used to have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't been able to move those.
All right,
The
Bo-Katan's
problem,
coming.
right? You're never going to. Because
I know.
so what they did with that one is they put it in a wave, right? And then the next wave was only 7 new figures, and Bo-Katan came out again. So like they saturate the market with so many of these Black Series figures that they could not possibly all sell.
Yeah.
No, Black
Well,
Series.
gentlemen, this has definitely been fun for me, but I have to stay on my schedule to drop this massive release next week. So
Of course.
Yes.
Again,
Best
Duarte,
of luck.
thank you very much for being
Best
on,
of
and
luck.
then
Absolutely.
we'll see you
Thanks
on
for having
the
me.
21st.
yes, sir. All right, guys.
Yeah. Take
Yeah.
care, Duarte. Thanks.
Cool.
Later.
So I still, real quick before we go, I
Mhm.
still do want you to find me a face. I just want
Yeah.
one. I don't want Dan Who, so you don't even have to aim that high. Just one who is willing to have a adult conversation, but who thinks that Marvel Legends and Black Series is actually good. Okay, I promise I can make that an entertaining show.
You know, I know Glob Shillman. He might do it.
Okay. Tell him I'm not going to. I have no interest in like consulting him or doing my
Yeah, we'll
normal
keep it
spiel.
civil.
Yeah, I think
So-
Glob Shillman will be all about it.
Okay, so that would be a good one. I will when you get confirmation, tell me, and I will watch some of his videos to see what I'm dealing with.
We'll have Abi dress up as a judge, and I'll dress up as a bailiff.
No, I have to be I'm a referee, bro. I
You
have a
can be the-
referee shirt for this.
You can be the referee. Like I wonder if
Court is in
anyone,
session.
like
I'm
I
messing-
really, I
I'm
wonder
messaging
if
Glob right now.
I wonder if anyone could come up with any argument that those lines are actually good that I can't rip apart. Like that's the challenge. I don't
The
think they
best I
could do
could
it.
think of is like, well, they still sell them, don't they? And that's about all I got.
And again, the easy one in that. Wait, where at Ollie's? Because yes, that's where they all go. So you got nothing.
So I'm messaging Glob Shillman
Yeah.
right now, and we'll
Okay.
make sure.
Okay.
Why
When
don't
you
they
get
just
back.
sell directly to Ollie's?
For some of them, dude, they really might as well. And what really sucks is like, especially Black Series, like they're capable of good figures. And who knows if it's like the licensing and the influence of the fucking retards at Disney, like that it's definitely part of it. But you have to have somebody there who says, no, let's not make the rodent from the show that nobody is going to like. Like you have to have some common sense in there, and they don't. They don't push back, and you have to push back.
You know, they would print money if they would just evergreen the builders, like the stormtroopers and like the rebel fighters and stuff, instead of putting them in a 2-pack and all that.
Totally.
Just like how they did with the legends. If they just evergreen those,
They would print money.
I'd
if they
have
let
like
me-
50 right now.
Just let me pick 10 figures a year, and you're printing money. Like just let me pick. Everything I would pick would sell. It could be shit you never heard of, but it would be like, wow, that looks cool. I want it. Like you just have to make shit that looks fucking cool. That's it. And
I
instead, they
just
make
texted
rodents
Gl-
from the acolyte.
I just texted Glob Shillman. He's like the biggest Hasbro nerd I know. So
Perfect.
he'll get back to me tomorrow, and we could see if we can set up a date for this. It'll be fun.
Totally. After you get back, though, we'll do that one live so you can make super chats and shit and all that stuff. Although I will say it is much nicer to do it without you having to pause and be like, oh, thank you for the fucking $10 super chat. Bam, 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 bam. Like, it's
Yeah,
brutal.
yeah. It is a little hard. I'll admit that too.
It's part of the. Then hey boys.
Yeah, that was good, dude. I still
I
thank
just-
Jenna for that one.
I just want my wink.
No, those are awesome videos.
I just want my wink. That wink is fucking funny. Like it really is. Whatever video you clipped that from, you did like it's awesome.
I was thinking of like super chat ideas, and then I was like, dude, I have a video of LaserPants. Who he did like a big like an advertisement for me, and I was like, oh, I could clip this part of it. That'd be perfect, and it was great.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. He is such a nice man. It really is. I really do wonder if people hate him just because of how Bobby is. I really do, because I can't find him saying anything offensive or anything bad or just anything.
I mean, he jokes around a lot, and people must mistake that as him being serious. I mean, he is a very nice guy, and a lot of people don't see that. Like he's looked out for me many times. So
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
yeah. 100%.
All right, gentlemen. It was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
as always.
Yeah,
No,
Jersey.
anytime.
And
Anytime.
I'll let
I
you
will.
know when Glob Shulman reaches out, and we'll set something up. Maybe sometime in like end of April.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. And I'll come on whenever. You just let me know.
Of course.
As long as it's
Yeah,
especially
that'd be
as long as it's a Monday. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Again, thank you very much.
You
Brandon,
got it.
thank you.
for having me.
Take care, guys.
Good night, friends.
We should play an outro, I guess. If I can find
Yeah.
it. There's so many videos here. outro. There it is. Peace out, guys.
As we wrap up tonight's fun, the figures in talk, so we've just begun. Join us next time for thrills anew. In the world of Figure Fight Club, it's all for you. Make sure to subscribe and smash that like button. See you next week on Figure Fight Club, stay strutting. This isn't goodbye, it's just to see you later. In the meantime, go check out another creator. We'll keep your figures on display until we gather here someday. Remember the tales and the laughs we shared. Here at Figure Fight Club, you're treasured and cared.